to give you the starting lineup for the XCAL Racing Web Shop 444. Luke Turpin on the pole. It is his 6th pole of the season with Alex Krapser next to him. Krapser has been fast in these recent string of races. Kyle Bartos and the recent winner, Mason Foster, first-time winner at Lanier 2 weeks ago. Row 3, Patrick Sullivan and Greg Holes. Row 4, Gerald Daniels Poole and Matt Beer. Rounding out the top 10, Daniel Miller and Steven Rex. Row 6, Joe Campbell and John Friley. Row 7, Sean Andrews and Kenny Tripp. Row 8, watch that row closely. It's got Jordan Babinger and Ryan Seams. Row 9, Robert Colgan and Jose Gaudino. Row 10, Blake Wynn and Christopher Johnson. Row 11, Zach Edwards and Jonathan Bronson. Row number 12, it's Derek Colston and Kendrick Cryer. Row 13, Aiden Beerline and Aiden McConaughey. Row 14, Logan Jones and Octavio Rondeletto. Row 15, watch that row closely as well. Austin Edwards and John Schwartz, two of the fast ones in the field. Row 16, Tyler Jalbert making his XCAL return, and Sean Patrick rounding out the field of 34, Ezekiel Montero and Dwayne Robinson.
Hey, we would be remiss if we didn't take a look at Tyler Gelbert's new paint scheme either, because he's got a lot of beans, and there's several jokes that are probably going to come out of that one tonight.
Yeah, like how he's going to be farting a lot of gas out of the 03 tonight.
And might get some extra fuel from the beans.
Yes, possibly. So the field rolls off for their first of 2 pace laps around the last great Coliseum. Doug, as the field doubles up, who do you got?
Man, with the way things have folded out or unfolded here, I just don't know. You can't count out a guy like Luke Turpin, but Jonathan Schwartz is one that we don't talk about early. He's always up front late. He is overdue, and as is Octavio Rondeletto, way overdue for a win. He's had a few rough weeks here recently, not been having the finishes, so and it's Bristol, so who knows?
Absolutely. Luke Turpin on the pole, 68-point lead on Jordan Babinger. Does he increase it with a better chance at the championship? Or does Jordan Babinger shut it down tonight as they head into turn number 3? Race fans, strap in and hold on tight, because these men are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer. The JT's mobile pressure washing pace truck pulls into pit road. This is Bristol. Green flag is out and Turpin gets the jump into 1.
And he got a really good jump, got right on it, and has cleared Krapser and Foster and Kyle Bartles, and just opened up a little bit of space further back in the field. Everybody's starting to...
trouble behind them. Jose Gaudino is loose. Same with one of the K2 cars. That's Christopher Johnson. Yellow lights are on. Lap 1, turn 3, and it's calamity. You could just see it coming, Doug.
Yeah, they were 3 wide. Coming off 3, the 20 just got tapped by the 22, and then it looks like Gaudino, or one of his cars, actually caught a piece of that as well. Or that was Rondeletto that caught a piece of it.
And Austin Edwards got involved as well. Same with the 99 of Jonathan Bronson. Tyler Jalbert missing it. Same with, I want to say that's Rondeletto in the 77, but just junk already on lap number 1, and that's not surprising for a track like Bristol.
No, it's really not. They were 3 wide out there. Not the wisest point. Everybody's on cold tires. We saw during practice that a lot of these guys were struggling on loose tires. The cars were... or on cold tires, the cars were all getting loose, and yeah, it definitely is already showing up a little bit here. Several cars already damaged and having to go to pit road, get as much manual repairs as you can, and that's going to be another story tonight as well. Pit road, if they pit under green at any point, you go 2 to 3 laps down here easily, and if a caution comes out at the wrong time, some guys could be trapped several laps down.
Tough break for a couple of drivers. Jonathan Bronson, who has had a lot of bad luck in these past few weeks, had the win, took the checkered flag first 2 weeks ago at Lanier, and then it was revealed that he changed lanes before crossing the start-finish line on the restart, and that cost him the race. A couple of other drivers are in. Austin Edwards is one of them, and same with Jonathan Schwartz in the 01. So the recap here is Christopher Johnson and Jose Gaudino each getting EOL penalties. It's been determined it was a racing deal. Butt Kicker is known for their transducers, including the Gamer 2 that adds instant immersion to any game. Unlike a subwoofer that moves air, Butt Kicker products move actual mass, producing a haptic immersion that's powerful and accurate. Blake Wynn has a Gamer 2 unit following the All-Star race, and he loves it. We'll also be awarding powerful devices throughout the year after this, as well as to the championship-winning car owner in the massive Wheelpedia event and another event coming up. Use code XCAL20, all one word, to save 20% now through the end of the year at www.thebuttkicker.com.
Didn't take long for in the Discord to see the meme for "That's just short track racing" to get in there.
Yep, Tanner Kalen posting that in the Discord. Leto says lap 1, turn 3, at least it was in turn 1. That's no surprise. So Dwayne Robinson currently in the pits for a while. He may have suffered the most damage of all the drivers. So that's going to put him a couple of laps down when he comes back on the track. The field is doubled up. They'll receive the 1 to go signal. Lights will go off the JT's mobile pressure washing pace truck this time. And we go back to green. Let's reset the field for you. Luke Turpin and Alex Krapser in row 1. Mason Foster, Kyle Bartos, row 2. Row 3, Greg Holes and Patrick Sullivan. Row 4, Matt Bear and Gerald Poole. Row 5, Daniel Miller and Steven Rex.
Yep, it's about to get dicey again. Hopefully, I imagine everybody's taking a moment, calm down just a little bit, taking some deep breaths. I'm sure PDJ Zellers told them, dudes, you guys got to calm it down. Don't go 3 and 4 wide on the first lap. And once that pace truck drops off, these guys are going to take it down a little bit.
And we have extended it an additional lap, so this should be the 1 to go signal this time. I think race control was just making sure that everyone got stacked back up. So the field is entirely racked and stacked as we get ready to go back to green. We've got 33 cars that will line up for the restart correction. 34 cars, all of them. The drivers that pitted all restarting on the inside line. So Luke Turpin, the race leader, will get the right to fire first when the pace truck pulls into pit road. Again, you can fire first on the restarts compared to super speedways per the XCAL rules. And the pace truck pulls into pit road. Here we go, back to green flag to put 8 laps on the board.
And they are down and away. It's funny, we're 8 laps in, but less than 1 full green flag lap before we got the first caution. Looking back through the field, we've already got some guys looking like they might try some 3 wide racing here. Everybody backs out of it right in the middle of the pack. Everybody staying.
Correct, I believe. I believe Jose Gaudino just crashed in the number 20.
Let's take a look. He was involved in that first incident as well. Gets down into the turn, and is that Ron Doletto that got underneath of him and just got him turned around? He clears the track, and looks like we're going to stay green. He managed to stay out of the way. Admin's holding off on the caution there while Luke Turpin opens up a bit of a lead.
Battle for the lead is heating up, though, between Luke Turpin and Mason Foster. Those two went to war in the final laps at Lanier 2 weeks ago, and it was a great finish between the two. They've got a lot of respect. Mason Foster, I'm not sure if it's set in yet that he has his first ever XCAL win coming at Lanier.
That is kind of funny that, he's had a rough start to the season, and earlier in the season had not made any friends, but the last few weeks he's really gone out of his way to be extremely respectful to everybody, give everybody some space, and he is starting to get that respect in return. It's great to see him get that first win, and I'm sure many more to come.
Again, at Bristol Motor Speedway, this is a track where you'll see the low line really working a lot, start to get rubbered in. And anywhere you go above, you're going to lose a lot of ground, as Foster is right there on the spoiler. Doesn't want to take it too risky in 1 and 2 early on. Doesn't want to give him a bump drought. However, though, Bristol is known for one thing, the bump and run. So we could see that later on in the race.
No, that's just called rattling his cage. That's what that is. The patented Dale Earnhardt move, just rattling his cage a little bit, and to pull off the win late in the race. And I would fully expect to see if first and second are side by side or nose to tail when we come down to the white flag lap. I fully expect to see that. I expect to see a lot of really aggressive driving and a lot of guys leaning on each other. I'm really surprised as we look through the field to see so much single file already as these guys just start turning some laps, trying to keep things clean. You have to go all the way back to about 20th to start seeing side-by-side action out there.
All the drivers just being patient for right now. Interesting move I saw from Mason Foster about 2 or 3 laps ago. In turns 1 and 2, he was all the way up where the marbles was on the high side the entire way in that first set of corners, trying to get momentum. But you got to be very cautious, though, Doug, with the marbles around, because the cars have no traction on the tires. They've got no grip. When you get in those marbles, it's like you're hitting like ice.
Yeah, it really is, and here you got that safer barrier that takes away a little bit of the track width in the turn, so they get up there and get into the marbles. You lose the back end, you slide into that, and your night could be over. You're going to lose a ton of ground. However, as Mason Foster looks back to the inside, seeing more and more cars make their way up the track early on, great idea. Put some rubber down up there. Let everybody else get up there, put some rubber down as well. You see them, Luke Turpin and Mason Foster, just switching lines every lap, trying to find their fastest way around. These guys, as we saw further back, they're side by side. We're going to see that outside line start working before too much longer.
Drivers are just having a lot of fun, especially your top 2 at the moment. Foster still all over that rear spoiler, and there he goes down to the inside. Turpin gives him the bottom line for the race lead. Foster got a little bit tight there in the center of 3 and 4. Turpin keeps it.
That got a little bit close. Good job by Foster getting out of it and not pushing a bad situation, making it worse. That was a close call, but great save by Foster. And Luke Turpin looked like he shifted up the track just a little bit. He was making sure to give a little room too. That is some really respectful driving and great sportsmanship. Boy, words are not working tonight.
Just had a change for 6th position. That is your best battle on track. Matt Bear on the inside of Kyle Bartos. Got very close on the exit of 4. And Bear up 2 spots from the start. Started in 8th, running in 6th position. 1 win this season for Bear. That came at Phoenix International Raceway.
Yeah, and I think those 2 drivers are probably were holding their breath there for a minute, as it looked like Matt Bear's car just got a little bit loose as he got up off the turn and almost clipped the front bumper on the 05. That would have sent both of them into that outside wall. That would have been the end of both of these drivers' nights, and would have been heartbreaking for both of them.
Patrick Sullivan saying something on the wheel, PD. We've got a battle for the lead, though. Foster again trying the inside. Can't get anything to work with it. Very tough to pass early on. Again, the track is green. Not a lot of rubber has been taken into it just yet, but working on lap number 29 of 444. How do you set the passes up early on? Are you just trying to pressure the guy in front to make a mistake? How's that going to work tonight?
You're asking the wrong person about Bristol, but the main thing is just to stay right there on the back bumper until they make a mistake or they run just a little bit higher than they have been.
Trouble Godino is around in the number 20 along with Aiden Burline, the 82. Yellow is out, and I believe also involved is at the 99 of Bronson. Yes, it is. Second yellow is out as we go to the replay to see what happened.
Oh, it looks like the 99 and the 20 got together. 99 checked up just to make sure that, or trying to avoid hitting him, and Beerline had nowhere to go, gets into him, and they all go a little bit sideways. Looks like the damage is going to be minimal on Beerline. It looks like the 20 car, though, may have taken, the 20 got into the wall coming out of the turn, and that's what checked him up, and yeah, all 3 of them pretty decent hits. The 20 definitely having a rough night here tonight. Already involved in 2 cautions.
That could be Bronson's night tonight. Reason why is he had an EOL that could disqualify him for the race. So going from one end of the grid to the opposite end, as you saw the little turn there, Bristol, remember, is a tough track to go 3 wide, and around he goes off the 82 of Burline. Oh, we've been saying it wrong, I think. Is it Burline or Beerline?
It's Beerline, because remember we made the joke about he's our new favorite driver just because of his name.
Yeah. So a 3-car accident. We'll wait for the word from XCAL officials on what they do with Jonathan Bronson.
Only a handful of cars not going to pit road right now. Stephen Rex, Jordan Babinger, John Schwartz, Sean Patrick, and Robert Colgan all stay out. Everybody else is going to pit road at minimum to top off on fuel.
Yep, and official Jonathan Bronson has been disqualified. Not good for the Dropping Bombs team, especially when they are in the battle for the team championship at the moment. Octavio Rondeletto just disconnected due to ping issues. But Bronson, you know, he wanted that win 2 weeks ago, but it was not without controversy. Remember, he moved Turpin, nearly spun him with double digits left in the race. Then on the final restart, switched lanes before taking the green flag, and that is what ended his night. Luke Turpin, though, meanwhile, has led and started on pole, so he's got 10 bonus points. 2 drivers stayed out as we get ready to go back to green. That is teammates Stephen Rex and Jordan Babinger. I think for Babinger, this was a strategy decision, especially where he is, especially towards the championship situation.
Yeah, it definitely has to be, but it's also really good. They were much further back in the field. They were outside the top 10. They were in that area that everybody was starting to get a little bit sketchy, a little bit dicey. And, you know, you have these guys battling for every single position they can get and a lot of activity. So they put themselves with the best track position.
Absolutely. So the wave of rounds as we get an extension go to Dwayne Robinson, Christopher Johnson, and Aiden Beerline. The newest XCAL sponsor for all your pressure washing needs is JT's Mobile Pressure Washing. Located in Ohio, but they can blow your filth right across the state line and into Michigan, where it belongs. Like them on Facebook, they've come on board for the rest of the season, and their contribution has increased the team championship fund to $500.
You know, I cannot get enough of how funny that is.
Yes, they can blow your filth right across the state line. In fact, I wish I could blow my filth across down the state into Pennsylvania, but unfortunately I can't. So, we are going green this time by. Let's reset the field. Stephen Rex and Jordan Babinger. Row 1, Mason Foster, Luke Turpin. Row 2, Row 3, Alex Krapser, Greg Holz. The 4th row, Matt Bear, Patrick Sullivan. And Row 5, Kyle Bartos and Blake Wynn. Watch this front row closely because Stephen Rex and Jordan Babinger are teammates. Do you expect Rex to let Babinger by on this restart so Babinger can get 5 bonus points?
I don't think he'll do it right off the bat unless he just decides to not get on the gas and let Steven take the start. But I expect in a couple laps. Nope, they get away. I think in a couple laps, though, we will see, because we've seen it earlier in the season. A couple of races ago, we saw it where they played that game. And look, there he goes. He moves to the high side. He's going to let his teammate by and get those points. And a great strategy move by these two, helping with the championship.
Mason Foster getting a little bit loose on the entry of turn 3. Babinger to the lead. He gets 5 bonus points towards the championship. I want to take a look at the driver statistics because I cannot recall the last time Stephen Rex led an XCAL event. He led 58 laps in his last event that happened at the Texas Motor Speedway. So Mason Foster and Stephen Rex battling for second spot. Foster wants it big time. And we've got a black flag on Aiden Beerline for being in the incorrect lane. Well, going across the start-finish line, Beerline running in 30th position. The day goes from bad to worse. Meanwhile, for second, Foster again trying inside on Stephen Rex. Let's see if Foster can get it to work here. He should clear Stephen off of turn 4 just barely, and Rex even scraped the wall, it looked like.
Yeah, I think it looked like he was trying to turn down there. He was going to try and get in front of Luke Turpin, and possibly hold him up just a little bit, but as soon as he just tried to turn down at full throttle at the wrong spot on the track, couldn't get any grip, and lost that track position, and now he gets passed by Luke Turpin, so move Luke Turpin up to third, and Stephen Rex back to fourth. But Stephen Rex seems to be running that high line for some reason. He is fading quite a bit here, and it's not a tire issue. A lot of guys on the same tire strategy here, so interesting. It might be a setup issue. Meanwhile, there's a battle for the lead.
Mason Foster inside on Jordan Babinger. Foster clears Babinger, and he takes the lead for the first time tonight at Bristol. And Babinger gives him a bump in 1 and 2. This opens the door up for Luke Turpin in third position. It takes 3 to tango for the race lead. Turpin inside on Babinger, the 2 championship contenders, going at it for runner-up.
Yeah, this is a close one, and we saw that little bit of a bump. Expect to see a little bit more of that. These top points guys won't do a whole lot of it, but I guarantee you, if they get frustrated, they need to get as many points as possible here tonight. You could see a little bit of chaos, but seeing those 2 up front could make the night interesting. And it's worth noting these guys are going around this track. The Cup cars go about 15 and a half seconds. These guys are doing right at 16 seconds a lap, 16 and a half seconds a lap. They're going to be in lap traffic before long, so they have got to kind of sort themselves out and hit a rhythm as quickly as possible before they get to that lap traffic.
Turpin gives up on Babinger. Babs holds on to second position. Give you a fun fact right now. Luke Turpin has picked up bonus points for leading a lap, starting on pole, having the fastest lap of the race currently at a 16.23. Nobody else is in the 16.2s, so he's just over a tenth faster than other drivers. And at the moment, he's led the most laps. So that is currently 20 bonus points he has. Jordan Babinger is not the biggest mover, but he has led a lap, so he currently has 5 bonus points at the moment. So you put 20 and 5, that is a 15-point gain. Add 5 to that, so Luke Turpin would pick up 20 points at the moment. It would be an 88-point lead for Luke Turpin on the live standings.
Yeah, and it's worth noting, Stephen Rex, who started on the pole, moved out of the way so Babinger could get that bonus point. He's drifted all the way back to 8th and is now surrounded, especially by one of the drivers we talked about before the race, because we expect to see him up front, Kenny Tripp in the 12 car, who was one of the fastest in practice tonight. He's right up there. He just cleared Stephen Rex, and Stephen Rex is just falling. I don't know what's going on. Patrick Sullivan was the other fastest car, so that kind of explains those 2 cars, but Stephen Rex has fallen a lot here. And that's a little bit heartbreaking, and a little bit of close call. I don't think that car is handling right.
Sullivan's in trouble on the exit. These tires wear out pretty quickly. As Doug mentioned earlier on the pre-race show, Bristol an abrasive concrete surface, so you have to be very careful when it comes to the tires. Jordan Babinger is fading as well. He was just side by side with Luke Turpin for many laps, and he is back in the 4th position and could lose that to a nice run currently from Greg Holes in the number 61.
Yeah, Greg Holes is continuing to move forward. He started in 15th, Babinger started in 15th. Holes started back in 6th, but drifted back quite a bit early on. He was barely outside the top 10. He went to pit road and now making his way forward here already. So expect to see him battling his way back up into the front. And also, it's Bristol. Anything can happen. I expect to see possibly a first-time winner here tonight. And some guys we don't usually see in the top 10 could finish up there before the night's out.
Could that first-time winner possibly be Alex Krapser this season? Currently in 3rd position. He has been running fast in the past few weeks. Remember when we were at USA International Speedway? He lost in a photo finish to Kendrick Cryer.
Yeah, that was a really close one. I'm looking at the back of where Mason Foster is, and he has just caught up. The last car on the lead lap in 30th place is Tyler Jailbert. They are about Mason trying to get underneath of him, Jailbert trying to hold him off for as long as possible. And you know what? He's got to keep fighting because they are a half straightaway or so away from the next group of cars that are going to lose a lap. And Tyler Jailbert clears him.
Jalbert in the 03 for the Big Block Motorsports team. Let's go back over. Jordan Babinger, Greg Holmes. I think Babinger may have just clipped the wall for just a moment. This is not what Luke Turpin wants to see. He wants Greg Holmes to make a pass on Jordan Babinger, but Babinger is just playing defense as much as he can. Behind them, you've got Blake Wynn in 7th. Matt Bears in the 6th spot. Patrick Sullivan is 8th. Kenny Tripp is 8th. Patrick Sullivan is 9th. And then you got Ryan Seams by himself in the 131 in 10th position.
He's not going to be alone for long, though, as Steven Rex continues to fade. He's in 11th. Kyle Bartles trying to get clear of him. Sean Andrews right there. There's a big group of cars right there trying to pick up some positions, and they are going to be up to him before too much longer as soon as they get clear of Steven Rex. But Steven Rex, it looks like his car might actually finally be coming to him as he's managing to pull clear.
Right behind Luke Turpin, Tyler Jalbert just gave the chrome horn to Octavio Rondeletto. That is a battle for 30th, by the way. They call him the weapon for a reason.
And, yeah, he's losing some ground there. Rondeletto is falling as well. Yeah, but Rondeletto 8 laps down after that disconnect earlier, so he's got a long way to go tonight. He needs a miracle to happen. He needs several miracles to happen, and he was one of the drivers I said before the race, you know, he's one to watch. He might be coming to the front before long, and heartbreaking to see him have connection difficulties, especially after losing the South Boston race because of connection.
Absolutely. Jordan Babinger, by the way, losing the position a couple of laps ago to Greg Holes. Holes up to 4th position. Now let's see how Matt Bear races Jordan Babinger. I'm guessing there's a bunch of team orders going on in the Rolling Thunder Racing Discord.
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's team orders for both of these teams that are in the championship battle here. And, you know, some of these other teams, too, we mentioned it before the race that 6 of the JNS affiliated drivers were in the top 15. And I am sure there were some team orders coming into the night and probably more before the night's out to get that entire group of cars up in top spots.
So Matt Bear not able to make a pass, and Blake Wynn gets the door open, testing the high waters, looking for P6 on the track. Blake Wynn currently in 2nd spot or 3rd spot for the hard charger. Started in 19th position, and he is up to 6th of 13 spots.
He managed to keep he managed to keep Matt Bear pinned down, and Matt, trying to fight back, got really, really loose, and it looks like Blake Wynn set that car up for the high line because he just monstered past Jordan Babinger. Babinger, what is going on? Babinger's going down to pit road.
Remember, Babinger was one of the drivers that stayed out under the 2nd yellow. Him and Steven Rex all stayed out. So Babinger makes his pit stop and forfeits a top 5 spot at the moment. So we'll take another look on how he's doing in just a little bit. Mason Foster, though, had over a 1-second lead earlier, but after Luke Turpin got by Babinger for 2nd spot, the lead has closed down to now half a second. We got carnage in front of them. Right in front of the top 2, Logan Jones and Christopher Johnson get into it. That got very close to being disastrous, and this bunches the top 3 up.
Yeah, that was bouncing off the wall and bouncing into each other right in front of the leaders. Not what Mason Foster wanted to see there, but everybody manages to keep those cars straight. Impressive driving skills out of these guys to keep those cars going the right way. And definitely, you know, after being on track with a lot of these drivers Saturday morning, I have to say, even more impressed with their skill now after having raced with them than I was before that. They all just do an amazing job out there, and that was just evidenced by the save they pulled off.
So 74 laps are complete. Mason Foster leads Luke Turpin, Alex Krapser, Greg Holes, and Blake Wynn. We're going to take our first break of the night. Stay with us. It is the XCAL Racing Web Shop 444. We are back here at Bristol. We just went under the yellow. Derek Colson has crashed as we take a look at the replay to see what brought it out. This was about mid-pack with a 78 of Ezekiel Montero, and Montero simply bumps him, and it was a two-car accident. Colson right in front of traffic, and the real question I have here is, Doug, how did nobody get him?
I have no idea. The fact that Colson ended up going up and Ezekiel went down, and still nobody. There was just enough gap there that everybody behind them had time to avoid it. But a little bit of a heartbreak. Colson's had some really good runs here lately and did not want to see this issue. And it's worth noting that just caught Jordan Babinger in a bad way.
Absolutely, as he pitted earlier around lap 70, lap 75. Currently in 28th, 4 laps down. Now that he stays out, gets a wave around, not what he wants at the moment. A lot of drivers coming in, all of the late lap cars pitting into pit road, and looks like a driver is staying out, that it being Jonathan Schwartz and also Sean Patrick. So they will assume the lead. Couple more drivers staying out, John Fraley, Robert Colgan. And we have a DQ on Ezekiel Montero because he did not make MMP. So, second DQ of the race. So, top 4 stay out. John Schwartz, Sean Patrick, John Fraley, and Robert Colgan. They now come in this time to lead. And we'll watch the race off pit road to see who wins it here. Remember, long pit stops at Bristol Motor Speedway. Turpin off of the jacks. And the win goes to Alex Krapser, picking up 2 spots on pit road. So nice stop by the 29. We're going to go back to break again. Resume our commercial break. Stay with us.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We're good? We are back here at Bristol, right on time for the restart. Alex Krapser will bring the field back down for the restart. Mason Foster second, Luke Turpin third, Greg Holes fourth. Matt Bear is in fifth. Montero got disqualified from the accident for causing it. Derek Colson, Christopher Johnson, Logan Jones each waved around the pace car. We go back to green, and Blake Wynn stacked up the inside. He spun the tires or missed his shift big time.
Yeah, not the way you want to have a restart go, especially here. Once that line gets checked up, you can have a lot of incidents happen really quickly behind because there's no time to react. When you're talking about 16-second laps here, guys just have no chance to react. It's worth noting Jordan Babinger now back in 27th caution.
And we've got Steven Rex around. Oh, we got junk on the back straightaway. Steven Rex, Logan Jones, a bunch of drivers involved. K2 cars, Austin Edwards. And let's see what happened. That was a big one.
It looks like the 999 hit the outside wall and everything went nuts after that. We'll try and get another look. There's the 999.
Man.
Oh, he got tapped. He got just a little bit of a tap, but he tried to save it. The 7 car got collected. Then the chaos ensued.
That's a net code accident right there. Robert Colgan nowhere to go. Jose Gaudino. Derek Colson just missed it. Same with as well. I think that's the 4 of Joe Campbell. And look who also missed it. That black 48, Jordan Babinger, getting by.
Looking at it, and you see that was...
Oh, man.
You know what? I am going to rewind it, and we'll play it back in 1/4 speed, and
watch the 062 as well. Christopher Johnson.
Did not touch at all. It was 100% a netcode incident, and that started the chaos. Did you see how close the 9 of Thanos got? Wow. Yeah. A lot of cars really trashed right now. That's there's going to be some upset owners, upset drivers, and a lot of frustration. And keep in mind, we're only 90 laps into this thing. How many cars just got knocked out of this race, or at least at the bare minimum are no longer competitive?
Absolutely. And Logan Jones and Sean Patrick, by the way, are battling for the final spot in the top 15. For one of the final spots in the top 15, along with Sean Patrick falling to the pack. Same with Tyler Jalbert. This is going to help out John Friley big time. And I want to say as well, same with the 96 of Mason Foster trying to close in. Race Control, by the way, has just warned all the drivers they have to clean up. This is one of the worst starts we have seen in XCAL in a long time. But, I mean, when you go to Bristol, though, it's normal. And they gave the black flag to Sean Andrews. Wow.
Okay, let's try and watch that replay one more time. I want to be sure on this because it did not seem to me like that one should have been on Andrews. But let's take one more look at it. As they go off into the turn, they are feet apart. That was 100% a netcode incident, as you see there, and then a junkyard on the back straightaway. Several cars involved and heavily damaged. But I can't see calling that one. I have agreed with all the XCAL calls so far. That one is kind of questionable. There is a ton of netcode there.
Absolutely. So, Edwards gets the black flag. Dwayne Robinson and Jordan Babinger each get waved around the pace car. The biggest event in XCAL history, the massive Whale PD 200, is around the corner. Beginning November 19th with a feature on November 23rd at 8 p.m. Winner will receive a butt kicker game or two and the share of a $2,500 purse. To learn more, head to xcalracing.com and click on MWP.
Yeah, I'm kind of wishing I was racing in that one.
Me too. Unfortunately, I would love to broadcast that, but unfortunately, I have to. I've got work at my at college that night, calling a basketball game. Take this opportunity real quick before we go green. Say hello to a couple of people. Let's look at Twitch first off. Jeremy Leto, hello to you. Not happy with a couple of guys like Jose Gaudino, Jonathan Bronson, all having bad days. Racer Girl, D Fast Racer, Super John, all rooting for Aiden Beerline tonight. But Beerline out of the race. Same going for Anne Marie. Danielle Sargent in the chat. Asking if this will be the week for JNS Racing, JNS 2, and Danny's Game Changers. Looking that way right now early. Stephen Jody Haggard rooting for Mason Foster. Let us know who you're rooting from, where you're rooting from, and who you're rooting for tonight. We'll put 94 laps in the books. Hopefully we get a long green flag run that extends at least 70 laps for pit stops. Alex Krapser leads, Mason Foster second, Luke Turpin third, Greg Holes fourth, Matt Bear is fifth, Kenny Tripp 6th, Zach Edwards 7th, Blake Wynn 8th, Kendrick Cryer 9th, and Kyle Bartels rounds out the top 10.
You know, those guys that have stayed out on these pit stops to get the track position so far have appeared to be the smartest ones in the field. As the pace car drops off, Krapser goes first. They are down and away.
So Krapser got the fire, stays even with Mason Foster in turn one. Now Foster can clear low, keep the second spot. Turpin third. Greg Hose doesn't come down low. Now he does this time. Look at the run for Kenny Tripp up on the high side. Tries to draft along with Blake Wynn. Matt Bear to the inside for 5th position. Can he get him at the line? No, he cannot. It's Tripp by just about a bumper.
Looks like Sean Patrick had something
Oh, we
happen.
got junk. Couple of cars involved. Yeah, go ahead. You just said it, Sean Patrick.
Yeah, let's see. On the it looks like it was right on the restart, and he did not get into turn one very well. Gets a bump, 3 cars up into the outside, but 2 of them that are the heaviest damage, they get down to pit road, they clear the track, and looks like we're going to be able to stay green on that one. But it's Bristol. You're going to tear up some cars, and definitely, 100 laps into this, we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern with a lot of torn up cars out there, and some of these guys that have stayed out there, stayed clean, they're going to be the ones that come out on top tonight.
And you're going to have some hot tempers, too. Alex Krapser, your race leader, just set the fastest lap of the race, along with Mason Foster. 16.23s for the JNS/Danny's Game Changer squad. They are having a great run right now, as we are now in the triple digits finally on the lap column.
Yeah, it's been an interesting night for sure to start out, but now we're at lap 100. Everybody's starting to settle in. The sun's starting to go down. I'm sure there are some flaming tempers right now, but that's part of short track racing, and it's going to happen. And in these cars, it really does not feel like a short track. You feel more like you're on a mid-sized track like a Charlotte or a Texas, because you're going so much faster, and these cars are smaller than the Cup cars, so that by scale it just feels bigger. You're going high speed here, and like you said earlier, you're not on the brakes much, if at all, so you're full throttle all the time. And it's worth noting too, Luke Turpin, he is the king of saving fuel. We've said everybody can go roughly 70 laps. He last pitted on lap 80, it looks like. How many more laps do you think he can go than everybody else?
Depends on if we get a yellow or not. We'll see what happens. But I want to step aside from that topic. I want to give a big shout out to Zach Edwards. This is his second XCAL start and is currently in 5th position. Finished in 19th 2 weeks ago in his debut at Lanier, and even led 20 laps in the going. So this is a great run for this 88 team.
Yeah, we really thought there was the potential we were going to see Zach win that one in the middle of the race. He was just looking really good, staying with that lead group, and had a great night overall. Even though his finishing position doesn't necessarily reflect it, he had a great night, and he's having another one here, and hopefully he can put the whole package together here tonight and get a great finish here tonight.
Just had a change for the lead. Mason Foster takes it away from Alex Krapser. He falls back to 3rd as Luke Turpin made the pass. He is up to 2nd spot. This is a good battle early on here with this freight train going into turn 3.
It's worth noting Babinger way back in the pack. He did get waved around last time. He's now only 2 laps down, but 3 laps down, but he's still got a long way to go. Meanwhile, Luke Turpin out in 2nd and in the perfect position right now. he can just coast from here, let Mason Foster deal with the lap traffic, follow him through, and you know what? The wisest move Turpin can make right now is just staying behind Mason Foster until it comes down to the last 20 laps.
Absolutely. That's definitely for sure. Let's go to Kendrick Cryer, who's currently in 9th position, and take a look at what the rear bumper says. Is there any changes to it? That's the real question. No, there's not. But he is blinking.
Yeah, I was going to say, just as we hop in the car of Kyle Bartles to take a look at the rear bumper, he disappears on us. I do like the fact that he's put Weapon Junior on the spoiler there, so that is a nice touch. But yeah, he's blinking. Same names we saw about 3 weeks ago, and he does have Tyler Jailbert on there, so, you know.
Let's go to that battle for second spot as the drivers work by the lap car of Derek Colson, who is in 23rd position, and Colson running the bottom. Now, I'm just taking a look at this. Colson in 23rd is 10 laps down. So he's not racing down, but at the same time, if I were Colson, I would have gone up to the outside and let the leaders run the preferred line.
Well, we've seen all these guys, and we'll see it more. A lot of these guys are really starting to move up the track a lot. They don't go through it this time. They're staying low early in the run, but they're moving up throughout the run. And so I'm kind of not surprised. I want to say he probably asked, hey, where do you guys want me? And honestly, if I'm the leaders, I want to pass him on the outside, because if he makes a mistake, I have time to react to it. If I make a mistake and he's up on the outside, it ends both of our nights. So that's, you know, it's risky no matter what you do, but he's checking up, letting you by. So letting the leaders go to the outside, probably the wise move.
Greg Hull's facing a challenge from Zach Edwards for 4th position, and Kenny Tripp's trying to get into it too. He just drove into turn 3 just a little bit deeper than normal, but can't find anything about it.
And Blake Wynn right there with him. And speaking of guys going to the high side, we saw Blake Wynn. Once he gets those tires warmed up, man, he just flies by everybody. That high side late in the run, or at least once those tires are hot, as he starts looking a little bit high on corner entry.
Trouble. 062 Christopher Johnson just got very loose in turns 1 and 2. Makes a nice save. Right in the 25th position. And up into Patrick Sullivan, now goes up to the outside. That was not a good move by the 062. If I'm Christopher, just park it, put it into pit road.
Yeah, that car has been caught in everything. And that first wreck, he was right in the middle of it. I think he was one that got caught in that mess a few moments ago that junked a bunch of cars. I mean, props to him to keeping the car going. But he's got to be wise about it if he's going to stay out there on track. If he's just going to be in the way, now he's got Babinger coming up behind him. He's got to do something to get out of the way here.
Absolutely. Jordan Babinger, by the way, all these wrecks are helping him out. He's moved his way up to 19th position, but he still has to find a way to get his way back on to the lead lap. Zach Edwards again, focus back on him in 5th position. Trying to look on the outside. Ooh, he just went up high. Holes shut the door, but he took the bait. Edwards down to the bottom, looking for 4th.
Yeah, you got to love it. And honestly, here at Bristol, we're probably going to see this a couple of times, especially on fresh tires. You look high, they go high to block, you jump down to the inside. But the thing about it is, and you often see it here, you get past somebody on the high side, you drift back up coming off the corner, and if the person that you're passing is wise, they get out of it a little bit earlier, they dive low on exit, and then they shoot up underneath of you into the next corner. The crossover move is a very common move and one of the best ways to get around somebody at Bristol, but you have to be ready and be able not overcommit yourself and be able to block that bottom line once you get past.
By the way, Kendrick Cryer was warned about his ping and his connection, and as a result, he has fallen back to 14th to try and get that fixed. Can't really do two things for one here. Look at Jonathan Schwartz in this mess in 12th position. He's currently our hard charger of the race, and he is making moves, flying through the pack.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, that car in front of him happens to be driven by Thanos. You got to wonder if Thanos is just snapping people out of his way here because he is moving his way up too. After that first pit stop, he had dropped back to, I checked this, he dropped back to 18th, but he is now back up in 11th, although it looks like Schwartz might take 11th from him here. But Gerald Thanos Poole having one of his best runs so far this season, had his best start this season, up in 6th place, so he continues to make his way forward. Looks to be another one of those J&S drivers, and I did talk to that team. They said their setup is really hooked up this week. I expect to see pretty J&S full top 10 tonight.
Battle for 4th continues to go down. Greg Hall, Zach Edwards, these two again side by side, not giving up on each other at all.
And Blake Wynn back there lurking. You know, he is in the catbird seat with these two because they're going to burn their tires up. He just keeps running his line, being patient, and he'll be able to get around here in a moment. The 88 starts blinking, and with the netcode problems, it looked like he might have netcoded into Greg Holes.
And Holes may have just let him by just to be safe so he could avoid a big wreck. So Zach Edwards is currently in 4th position.
And now he's going to have Blake Wynn coming. And honestly, Blake Wynn, watching his lap times, watching how he's running the track.
Sorry, go ahead.
Watching how he's running the track and how he makes that high line work, I really think he's going to be one to watch late in the race.
Let's go to the battle for 2nd. Alex Krapser had pulled up to the inside of Luke Turpin just a lap ago, but Turpin defended once again. And Turpin still in 2nd. It's really crazy to think about Turpin's opponents earlier on this season and who he was facing. And now look who he's facing now. He's been facing a lot more of Mason Foster and Alex Krapser in recent weeks.
Yeah, I really think once Mason Foster kind of calmed down a little bit as the season's gotten later, he got some really great racecraft. He's learned to be a little bit more patient. He's made a lot wiser moves, and honestly, that guy is going to be, next season, he's going to be one to watch. He might be a dominant driver because once he gets out front, like he has here tonight so far, he gets out front, he kind of goes. He's got a 1-second lead right now, and, Luke Turpin's having to deal with Krapser right behind him. Mason Foster is just going to continue to pull away.
Let's go to a battle for 10th spot, and it's Kyle Bartels and John Schwartz. They're working together as they are affiliated, but they got ways back. They are 2 seconds behind Matt Bear in 9th position. You got Joe Campbell up here, and credit to him. Having a good day as well for Campbell in 12th position, but he just has to try and finish. He has not had some good races in these past few weeks.
Yeah, which is funny. He was one of the ones that raced with us Saturday, and boy, he was super fast at Irwindale when I raced with him Saturday. So I'm not surprised to see him coming forward. He has had some rotten luck the last few weeks. The way things are going right now, these guys that are just keeping the cars clean and keeping it safe as he gets the 7 car to the inside, as long as they keep it clean right now, later in the race, that's going to be a huge benefit.
Let's go to 2nd spot. Alex Krapser inside of Luke Turpin, and he's got the run off turn 4. Whoa, man, they just missed a big wreck from Steven Rex, and it's a solo car spin. Oh, Turpin's loose. Turpin's loose in 2, makes a nice save. They're all stuck in God. Do you know this is a huge mess?
And Turpin didn't get loose. He got moved. That was the 15, I believe, Kendrick Cryer just got into the back bumper of him and pushed him around or got him a little bit loose. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but man, he got some help getting around that time, and now he's got the car caught up, but now he's got his hands full as Alex Krapser gets by on the high side, and now Zach Edwards is going to get by. Blake Wynn is looking to the high side, and you know what? It would be a good time to see what the chat mute situation is, because I imagine we're about to see a lot more.
Right now, nobody that did not have a chat ban coming into tonight.
I am shocked.
Yes.
Color me surprised.
Luke Turpin, by the way, is falling back to 5th. It is a top 3 JNS/Danny's Game Changers at the moment. Let's go back and see what happened with Steven Rex in the 28 that spun him around and no caution. First he faced contact for Chase Johnson, then Rex simply got loose. Seams couldn't miss it. Then there's Jose Gaudino, and then
Jose Gaudino and that 28 of Steven Rex. If there is a wreck tonight at Talladega, those two are going to be caught in it. That's just how bad their luck is tonight. They've been caught in everything, and really, Jose Gaudino has been involved with starting a few, but Steven Rex really hasn't. He just has had the bad luck of being right behind everything.
a couple of drivers have been receiving warnings to let the other cars by that are at least 2 laps down or more. So I don't know if what Mason Foster is missing in a good battle that was going for second behind him. What we can tell you as well with Luke Turpin, Jose Gaudino just got into him. There was just no room for him to move up, and the two simply touched, got Turpin loose. Nothing of Cryer's fault.
Babinger's on pit road, and I just looked, and Kendrick Cryer pitted on lap 130. That's why he was so much faster and getting impatient with the leaders. Now he's coming up behind Mason Foster, and I'm betting he's had a bit of a warning at some point recently about the aggression. He's on fresh tires, so that makes him a bit faster than everybody else, but he is laps down, and he's blinking.
Yes, Patrick Sullivan, by the way, reporting on Will Petey that he is entering pit road this time. John Schwartz, by the way, looking for 8th spot on Matt Bear. That is a good battle happening right now. Mason Foster, Alex Krapser, Zach Edwards, Blake Quinn, Luke Turpin, the top 5. We're going to go to a break. Stay with us from Bristol. Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway. Longest run of the night, and the leaders are on pit road.
Yeah, everybody's starting to sort out. Mason Foster just completed his pit stop. Luke Turpin, Alex Krapser, and Daniel Miller all on pit road right now. Almost everybody has cycled through. No surprise to see Luke Turpin be one of the last ones to hit pit road.
And Turpin actually came in at the same time as Alex Krapser. Daniel Miller exiting pit road. Remember, he came in just about a lap before Luke Turpin came in. Keep in mind at the Bristol Motor Speedway, we do use single pits, which means you have to enter in turn 2, exit in turn 1, and just go 30 miles an hour throughout turns 3 and 4. Not like the dual pit roads we have, and that's another option. iRacing as Krapser exits in front of Turpin. Mason Foster assumes the lead, and look who is up to second spot, taking less fuel on pit road, Jonathan Schwartz.
Yeah, he definitely took a little bit less. Actually, it looks like quite a bit less fuel. And
trouble! Joe Campbell was crashed.
Let's see what happened.
What happened. This is in turn 4, and this just happened moments ago.
He gets through turn 4, comes off just a little bit loose, taps the outside wall and tries to save it, hits the inside wall. Good job by other drivers. Good job by him getting out of the way very quickly, but Joe continues the run of bad luck he's had after having such a good race early on. Just a little bit loose on those fresh tires and couldn't get it saved. I really thought he had it saved for a second.
I know what he's thinking right now. Really, me?
Yeah, he definitely is a bit frustrated. Back, though, to Jonathan Schwartz, who started 30th, now up to second place. And we always talk about him being up there in the second half of the race. He magically appears in the top 5, top 10. But tonight he did it a little bit earlier, and here he comes. And if I'm Mason Foster, I might be a little bit worried about that car because he's obviously had some speed. He made his way through the field earlier in the night, was picking up a lot of positions, and continues to do so. Has a lot of speed out there, but pit strategy gets him in position, and with the way the night is gone, he probably thinking he's going to get a caution. That fuel strategy will pay off. So hopefully for his sake, the cautions fall his way.
However, though, for Foster, he is a 10.5 faster than Jonathan Schwartz last lap, and that lap now he was 0.2 faster. Good battle happening for 13th position. It is Kyle Bartels and Daniel Miller, and Luke Turpin just saying something on the radio, telling Kenny Tripp to wake up. Kenny Tripp currently in 16th position.
And somebody's blinking back there. Is that Kyle Bartle? Yeah, it is. Kyle Bartles really started blinking. Gerald Thanos Poole slips by for 14th and is now going to try and run Daniel Miller down. A lot of blink out of the 05 car right now. We'll see if he stabilizes and manages to stay with them. Meanwhile, definitely benefits another J&S car of Gerald Thanos Poole. So great job by him. Started up in the top 10, hanging in the top 15 all night. One of his best runs, and one of the best looking paint schemes out there too, if I do say so myself.
Schwartz, by the way, just lost second spot to Alex Krapser, and now Zach Edwards all over Schwartz's rear end for third position. Something tells me that it was not fuel, it was tires.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. I mean, his pit stop time indicates he took at least one side worth of tires, but not both. So I have to think he may have done his one left side change on that pit stop. It's hard to say without knowing for sure, but definitely the pit strategy coming into play here, and it might be the wisest move the way things are going. Puts him in the track position to be up there. If we get a caution, he's going to be up there when everybody comes to pit road. He'll still be up there in the top 10 and still have a great track position, avoid a lot of chaos.
So I am looking, by the way, and there was nothing. I do not think the 01 took tires. There was fuel only. I did not see the jack go up. By the way, just noticing this behind him, and we're not going to show a replay of this, but when Schwartz was pitting, Christopher Johnson hit the barrels and went upside down in pit road.
Oh, no. So he might be done for the night. We'll have to wait and see, but we're already talking about he's still on pit road with repairs. Logan Jones still on pit road trying to get repairs, and sticking out the repairs here tonight might be a huge points move for some of these drivers, as it looks like we've already got a pretty decent sized group of cars out of this race.
Absolutely. So why don't we take this opportunity to give you a full field rundown. We have 10 drivers currently on the lead lap. Mason Foster leads by 2.5 seconds on Alex Krapser. Zach Edwards is third. Jonathan Schwartz is fourth. Blake Wynn fifth. Luke Turpin sixth. Patrick Sullivan seventh. Eighth, Greg Holes. Ninth, Matt Bear. 10th is Austin Edwards. And those are the only drivers on the lead lap. Kendrick Cryer 11th. Aiden McConaughey 12th. Daniel Miller 13th. Kenny Tripp 14th. Gerald Poole 15th. Kyle Bartow 16th. John Friley 17th. Jordan Babinger 18th. Stephen Rex 19th. Dwayne Robinson 20th. Doug?
From 20th on back, you've got Dwayne Robinson at 20th. Derek Colson is 21st. Joe Campbell 22nd. Ryan Seams currently 23rd. Cole Patrick in 24th. Robert Colgan on pit road currently showing in 25th. Jose Godino on pit road coming off in 26th. Christopher Johnson, after that hard impact, getting repairs. He's 27th. Logan Jones 28th. Sean Andrews 29th, still on. Looks like he might actually have just retired from the race. We'll have to get an update on how many drivers are out, but it looks like there's several drivers from about 29th on back out of it.
Currently, right now, we have got a total of 24 drivers on the racetrack at the moment. 6 drivers we know are out of the race. Take this opportunity to look at chat and see what you guys are saying. Johnny B in the 062 normally said bad call for the 999 of Sean Andrews. Yep. After there was a lot of net code there, but he got called for the black. So that's the only thing we got. And interact with us in the chat. Let us know who you are rooting for tonight, what you think about the race so far. Let's go over to a battle for 8th position between teammates Greg Holes and Matt Bear.
And, you know, we were talking about team orders earlier. These two guys will run each other clean, but they'll run each other really, really hard, and it'll be interesting to see how things play out. Greg Holes did not have a good start to the season, but late in the season, he has been coming on pretty strong, having some great runs, putting together some great finishes, and you know he's not going to give up to Matt Bear very easily. Conversely, Matt Bear early in the season was one of the guys we were talking about for the championship, but has dropped back a little bit after some rough races and some difficulty. So, you know, these guys both have something to prove every single race, trying to make up some ground here.
Absolutely. And right now, Bear is just following his teammate, doesn't want to take any big risks at the moment. Jonathan Schwartz has been fading back like a rock. He is back to 6th position. Remember, did not take any tires on pit road. Fuel only stopped for the driver of the 01 to gain some spots and not do any tires, and he is back to 6th spot.
That seems like, you know, I have to wonder if he tried that and tested it, because that seems like a very odd call to make at this track that is so abrasive. That concrete surface really eats the tires up, and I honestly would have taken at least right side tires at the bare minimum. I mean, looking at his pit times, everybody, it's 11 seconds difference. Yeah, he picked up a ton of track position, but he's starting to fade a lot. Hopefully he'll get to pit road again before he loses too terribly much more. It looks like he pitted on lap 118, so he should be coming to pit road actually anytime. Guarantee you he's taking tires this time.
Yeah, this is not a track about track position. It is about tires, as Doug said earlier. Very abrasive surface at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Why don't we go to a battle again? Let's go back to 8th spot, where it is tighter now for Greg Holes and Matt Bear. And Bear made a pass. Like, oh man, that's close. Campbell's in the wall. Issues with Patrick Sullivan. And then they go. Campbell up on his lane with Patrick Sullivan. He is side over side, end over end. Yellow lights are on.
Okay, Jose Godino was coming off of pit road. And that's what looked. No, he wasn't. He came down the 16, had checked up. I think he had gotten in the wall previously, and
He was, yeah, look at that. He was loose off turn 4, made contact with Poole, and just lost control of the car. And then with Godino saved it luckily, and this just accordioned the field behind them, Doug.
well, I have to do it because I do it in every other broadcast. Watching Joe Campbell's roll, lands on all fours. He's pointed the wrong direction, but it was a pretty landing. I've got to score that one an 8.2. He stuck the landing on it.
Christopher Johnson again flew in there. But I don't know. That's going to be a lot of damage to Joe Campbell, though, stuck in the pits, and the bad luck continues for him. Bad luck Campbell strikes again.
When did you said Christopher went into?
Yeah, that was while Campbell was flipping.
Oh, let's see if we can get a look at that. There's Christopher Johnson coming around the chaos right in front of him right about now. And he dives down to the inside. Oh, he gets the hard hit into Jose Godino. And I'm thinking Godino's car might be done. He's had so much damage tonight. And then watching Christopher, it looks like the handling was messed up. We'll watch and see when he comes around to pit road and see. You know who this does benefit, though? Jonathan Schwartz.
Absolutely. Mason Foster here. Days out. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, never mind. Thought for a moment we're going to get a call here on something. But everyone pits. The leaders pit but Mason Foster. Interesting strategy.
He last pitted lap 156. It's really a surprise to see him stay out here.
Same here.
I'm wondering what he is thinking about, unless he's going to make his pit stop late. I mean, as of right now, coming into this caution, there was only 10 cars on the lead lap. There will be 12. There's no reason not to pit other than just to be away from the lap cars here, which could be what he was thinking. But a lot of those cars that have been involved in incidents, they're all on pit road right now. Jonathan Schwartz is coming to pit road, watching to see. I'm betting he gets that right side goes up here in a second. I'm not seeing the right side. Did he already? I think he's topping off. I think he already went to pit road once.
Probably is, and he's back in 9th. So let's recap what we just saw happen. The black flag goes to Patrick Sullivan. The waves go to Kenny Tripp, Daniel Miller, and Gerald Poole. So Mason Foster, the leader, first one to pit is Luke Turpin, and that is 40 laps of fresher tires, unless he did fuel only. He's got a 22.2 second stop time, so.
And you know what's interesting now? Okay, you got Mason Foster. He's a JNS car. Let's look through. Gerald Poole gets waved around. Another JNS car. Looking through the field on the lead lap, I do believe we have several of, I mean, obviously a couple of them have had issues tonight, but we talked about it earlier in the race. JNS teams just having a great run here tonight.
So, as we get ready to go back to the green flag, we are double file. We are just a couple of laps from lap 200, and when we get to lap 200, it's brought to you by K2 Sauce, the official sauce of XCAL Racing. It's an everything sauce, from barbecue to steak to ketchup and more, all in one. The only sauce you'll ever need, also available in hot and coming soon. And I don't know why this isn't at my house yet. Paul Coleman Jr., I need it at my house ASAP, Southern style.
If he keeps delaying sending my Southern style, I'm going to require him to send another bottle of regular K2 because my regular K2 is about empty.
Yeah, absolutely, same here.
So, Paul, if you're listening, we want our K2 and we want it now.
So, let's reset the field. Mason Foster, Luke Turpin, row 1. Zach Evers and Blake Wynn, row 2. Matt Bear, Alex Krapser, row 3. Greg Holes and Ryan Seams, row 4. And row 5 is the number 7 of Robert Colgan and the 22 of Sean Patrick.
It looks like we've got lap cars mixed in with the lead lap cars. That's going to make things really interesting as the pace truck drops off. Mason Foster is down and away.
And gets it off right in time. Clears Luke Turpin on the restart. Here comes Zach Edwards inside, looking for a second spot. Would be the highest he's been in so far. And can't get up there just yet. Now he can make it stick. Zach Edwards the second spot, but they're side by side for fourth behind Turpin.
Yep, Blake Wynn loving that high line tonight. He'll clear him probably fairly easily here, but Matt Bear not giving up yet, and you see the car starting to slide around a little bit. Those cold, fresh tires we saw in practice a little bit loose. A lot of these guys, it looks like, took right sides only here, though, so it'll be interesting to see. Mason Foster already has a lap car right in front of him that came out of pit road a little bit late and having to get himself sorted in here. That can make things very interesting as that lap car goes backwards. Looks like
Daniel Miller in the 51 machine. And they stay single file for right now. And behind them, though, it is a mess. Couple of drivers in the wall. Nearly 3 wide off of turn 4. Not for position, though, but side by side is Christopher Johnson and Robert Colgan.
And look at this mess back here with Jonathan Schwartz.
Yellow.
Caution!
Zach Edwards in the 88!
Oh my God, they're piling
Oh
up!
my goodness!
Oh, Jonathan Schwartz, heavy damage. All right, Daniel Miller, I think, is where this started. Let's take a look here. He gets off of the turn, gets into the wall, bumps the 88, manages to straighten it out, but the 88 just had nowhere to go. He gets into Luke Turpin. Luke Turpin's caught in this.
That is crazy. Look at how many drivers flew in here like it was the ARCA race. That's just freaking ridiculous. Excuse the language there, but that is just awful. Awful, I tell ya. The yellow's out for 10 freaking seconds there. They have to use their brakes. I don't get it. I don't freaking get it.
Several cars, hard hits, and several guys that were having some of their best runs here. This is going to hurt a lot of guys tonight, and we saw the incident earlier where they piled up in turn or on the back straightaway. Now we have a similar situation with cars just trying to make it through. Kendrick Cryer was blinking there. We're trying to watch him. The 66 there. Jordan Babinger gets caught in this. Minor damage as he hits the wall, then Robert Colgan gets into him, but that was pretty insignificant. The 88, hard hit, and it looks like another one that had been up in the top 10 just got back to the lead lap. Gerald Poole gets caught in this as well. So another one of those cars having a great run tonight, and oh my goodness, Gerald Poole dives down to the inside trying to, looks like he was fine, almost survived it. Several cars almost make their way through that, but end up with a little bit of damage and a lot of guys back on pit road already. Matt Bear,
Wow.
Alex Krapser, Greg Holes staying out. Mason Foster went in. He's the first one off pit road. Austin Edwards, the first one off pit road. Those two just getting fuel only.
So the black flag's on the 51. But that may be the biggest wreck I've seen this season. So, and I'm hearing from race control that wreck is going to be reviewed on who used the brakes and who didn't, because I think we're going to have a protest on everyone there. So, while we're at it, I think, am I calm or am I a little bit mad?
Well, I think you had a couple of your cars get torn up in that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I did. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Luke Turpin's, because he was involved in the wreck. Jordan Babinger, by the way, missed the wreck too while in that entire mess. So let's see if we can look at Jordan Babinger's onboard at the moment the yellow came out.
All right, let me see if I can get it pulled up. I will tell you, Jordan Babinger did get a little bit. He got into the wall a hair, and then he got a bump from Robert Colgan. But for the most part, those two managed to slip through. Let's see Jordan Babinger's onboard. There he
Wait
is.
till you see it. That's like a Scott Dixon avoidance.
Wow. That was a close one. He did get a little bit of damage from hitting the wall and that push from Robert Colgan, but
That's tiny. That's tiny. He's good.
you know what's interesting? Let's watch that one more time because I am interested to see if I can find it again. There we go. I'm slowing it down. Yes, the yellow lights had just barely come on when he came out of the turn. Of course, the drivers have an alert in the car, but if they missed it, you know, that might have a little bit to do it. Let's try one thing here. Let's rewind just a little bit to see. All right, when they got, as you see Babinger, right as he gets into one, the lights come on. And he was checking up. You can tell a few of those drivers were checking up, but some of them were still full send into the corner. So the admins probably have a rough day ahead of them tomorrow. And just a shout out to both PD and Aaron and Paul and all the admins for all their hard work. They do a great job. This one is always a rough one to call from an admin perspective. And hey, Aaron, don't throw your mouse, buddy.
So we go back to green. Matt Bear, Alex Krebs are row 1. Mason Foster, Greg Holes, row 2. Blake Wynn, Luke Turpin, row 3. Jonathan Schwartz, Jordan Babinger, row number 4. Here we go back to green. Nice restart from Matt Bear, who just got 5 bonus points for leading.
Yeah, a couple of those guys who had just gotten back to the lead lap went and lost a lap on that caution because of the incident and having to get repairs. Gerald Poole, Kyle Bartles, and Jonathan Schwartz all a lap down now. So that definitely hurts. Those are guys that were in the top 10 a moment ago. One caution changes the whole race. Tonight it's been 2 cautions. We had the incident earlier in the race on the back straightaway. Now this one, and the complexion has definitely changed. Luke Turpin is the only points contender with no damage. Babinger, he has gotten all but one of his laps back. No, he's now 2 laps down instead of 3. So he's starting to make his way up, but definitely having a rough night. He has managed to pick up a lot of positions. He's up to 13th.
Mason Foster in second spot and is looking for the lead on Matt Bear. Side by side behind them is Babinger and Blake Wynn, again not for position. But you got to give credit, though, to Jordan Babinger. He has made his way up after the strategy didn't go wrong for him, but he's still been rebounding really well. And Foster inside on Bear for the lead.
Yep, and we knew this wouldn't take long. Bear's fast. Foster is faster. That that car is just flying around here. The Tennifer Gen car definitely got some of that music pumping in the car, helping him get. And Matt Bear clipped the wall off too.
Bear's still going, no issues right now. I will tell you this, of the drivers that are running on track, the top 15 all on the track, we have got 20 drivers running on track right now. It was in the teens earlier, but now it's gone up to 20.
Out of 34 starting. 2, you know, we talk about the big one at Daytona and Talladega. That's not the first time we've really seen a big one at Bristol, but to see 2 big ones at Bristol is a bit of a surprise, to be perfectly honest. You kind of expect one massive incident at some point in the race, but that one was a surprise. Joe Campbell has another incident.
And let's see what happened with Campbell, who will definitely be furious after that.
Yeah, he has had such a rough night. Worked his way up and, got loose again off the turn.
Hard contact with the safer barrier, the front bumper destroyed, and that car has just been demolished all night long. from the moment he flipped. But, you know, I was about to say, Doug, Bristol can definitely be a commonplace for a big one because you're at Bristol, it's like a blender. That's what they call it on fandom. I call it a toilet bowl.
All
And with the way
swirling
this race
toward the
is, it is a
middle.
toilet bowl.
It's been a chaotic night for sure. Mason Foster definitely wanted this thing to stay green because every time he gets to the lead, he pulls away. He just keeps building and building and building a gap. And the cautions are actually hurting him. Usually you see guys that they need the cautions. It helps them save tires and fuel and whatnot. But, yeah, interesting situation. And he's going to be in lap traffic before long.
We'll see what happens. By the way, update on who the biggest mover of the race is. He is officially back on the lead lap. That is Austin Evers in the 66, who was involved in either the first or second yellow of the day. And give credit to him, he is up in the 7th spot.
Yeah, he was caught in that second yellow and still got significant damage to the car, but he's still making his way forward. And we'll have to see how the night plays out as well. But you know what? He is one that he is still looking for that record-breaking win here. I believe he's got 9 wins this season, tied the record, looking for his 10th win here tonight. If he can pull it off, that would put him in the XCAL history books forever.
Absolutely. Kenny Tripp getting by Austin Evers for 7th spot. I will tell you what Discord it's like right now. I even got into the Discord and yelled at them. So here's what is going on. Jeff Edgar saying, Premier Cluster, you know what? I pinged Joe Campbell, said that's not cool celebrating that. Jeremy Leto, how many are missing me on the track? Leto, big junk. I say, goodness gracious, you guys, there's a freaking break, except for freaking it's something else. Leto, all gas, no brakes, baby. I say, Leto, be quiet, something else, though. Leto says 10-4. I say, not cool to joke about this. Kleinis posts a dumpster fire gif. And I say I kind of want to take something out right now. And Kleinis says, is that a Pokemon card? Kendrick Cryer says Joe is the biggest you know what in iRacing. Daniel apologizing for that situation. PD said in chat, after 15 consecutive really good races, y'all were due for a bad one, I suppose. I expect much better at the Legends Oval. Bronson said y'all take street stocks to Bristol and expect clean racing.
Well, you know, Bristol is not known for clean racing, and it is known for some tempers. So I imagine there's going to be even more drama. And going into next week at the Charlotte Legends Oval, that tiny track, and this many cars, things are going to get really, really interesting. And you know, we've seen it all season long. Last week you had the week off; everybody had a chance to calm down a little bit, but. Going into this, coming from this race to the next one, I would guess that those tempers, the anger from tonight, probably still going to be there.
Absolutely. We'll talk about the schedule in a little bit, but first, you want more Higgins, the XCAL Superfan outside of the halfway point? Introducing Higgins, the XCAL Spotter Pack. Over 500 messages of Higgins that can be used in any iRacing event available now. To order your copy, send $20 to president@xcalracing.com with note hashtag Where's Higgins. The Spotter Pack is rated R in everything the title implies. Use the clues hidden within the Spotter Pack to determine where Higgins was during his absence. First correct submission wins an XCAL Racing t-shirt. We're going to go to break. When we come back, let's tell you what's coming up on How to Suck at iRacing.
turn the heart to ashes. Another word can paint you in divine. Born and bruised is the only road to choose. But the summer moon will never cease to shine. Realize we're all part of the illusion. Nothing's very far from here. Plant your feet, don't let the
Welcome back to Bristol as Mason Foster continues to lead. Alex Crapser second, Greg Hulls third, as we have another long green flag run. And hey, make sure you come back tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, to see as this outlaw season comes to a close. The Cup Series takes to the track tomorrow night, followed immediately by the limited late models. Thursday night, we have a very special event. There's still some team slots available. The John Paul Jr. Huntington's Disease Series starts Thursday night. On the line for the teams, the winning team after 3 events, all 6 members of the team get a button box brought to you by the Crazy Vet Fam shop, so definitely check that out. There's prizes for second and third place teams. All members of the teams get it. Friday night will be off for Tyler Daniels Racing versus Nowski Nation. Saturday night, I'll be in the car for the BRR Truck Series. Then Sunday night, BRR Cup returns, followed by the Fast and Fun ARCA Series on their second race, and that was a great race this past Sunday. If you missed it, you can find it on our YouTube channel. And then Monday night, we'll have to see what the Outlaws have in store as their season closed this week. And of course, Tuesday night, we'll be back with XCAL Street Stocks from the Charlotte Mini Oval. As we mentioned, Mason Foster in the lead currently. Alex Crapser is in second. Greg Hulls currently in third, starting to spread out a little bit with Matt Bear in fourth. Luke Turpin in fifth. Kenny Tripp currently in sixth, in a mess. Blake Wynn in seventh. Austin Edwards in eighth. Aiden McConaughey, haven't talked about him much tonight at all, but he is now up to ninth. And Jonathan Schwartz in 10th. Kyle Bartles up to 11th. Gerald Poole, even after heavy damage, holding on to 12th. Babinger has recovered from his pit strategy, setting him back. He is now up to 13th. Patrick Sullivan up to 14th. 15th is Daniel Miller, and it looks like Jose Godino just had another incident. We'll see what happened. Oh, the 14 bounces off the wall, comes down and clips him. I think Godino has caught some of the luck off of one of the other cars he's hit tonight, and he has got bad luck stacked up on that car. Yeah. Interesting note, though. Babinger's car. Oh, wow. Babinger trying to get down to pit road and almost sent that car around doing it. But Babinger now on pit road. He has been off cycle with a lot of guys throughout the night. We'll see if that strategy pays off as he's back on pit road. Nobody else is there. Last time he was there without anybody else being down there, he got caught by a caution. That's how he lost his laps earlier. So hopefully This stays green. Everybody cycles through. Aiden McConaughey hitting pit road now. So it looks like green flag pit stops underway again. And Babinger gets caught again. You know he is livid right now, and a bit of a heartbreak. Joe Campbell gets off the turn, and it looks like he gets hit by Greg Hulls as there was a car wrecking behind him. But Greg Hulls bounces up into Joe Campbell and sends him around, and Joe Campbell's night just going from bad to worse as well. Yeah, oh boy is definitely the right thing. And poor Jordan Babinger, he is still in 13th as he comes off pit road. The only thing that might benefit him here is that he had just gotten to pit road when that caution came out, so he got to get his pit stop completed. So he'll come back out right as everybody else goes down. He might get one of those laps back. Looking at the scoring right now, he is showing 5 laps down though, so that is a heartbreak, and this could be it. Unless something goes terribly wrong for Luke Turpin, this night could end Jordan Babinger's championship hopes.
Changing right here as well, and all the leaders are in the pits. You see some of the guys stopping just before pit exit. That's because the pit exit was closed. You see the lights closely there on pit exit.
Aiden McConaughey, no, he did come in. He's just out off pit road very quickly. Luke Turpin there at the end of pit road. He is going to come out possibly in second place. Mason Foster comes out right behind him.
How about this? Austin Edwards had an 11-second quicker stop. You think he pulled a strategy similar to JB?
Based on his time, I don't know that he could have gotten any tires there. He might have gotten fuel only. You may be right, and that might be I don't know. We saw how bad it went for Schwartz earlier in the race. We'll have to see if Austin Edwards has some trick up his sleeve to hopefully save a little bit of tire here and make something work. But he's going to have Luke Turpin in second, Mason Foster in third, and Austin Edwards has pulled some strategy wins this season, so who knows?
So we'll see what happens here. So it gives Turpin picks up 2 spots in the pits, had an 8-second faster stop than a Mason Foster. Remember, he pitted before, I believe he pitted before Foster and Krebs, so he was able to use less fuel. So let's recap everything that just happened. Greg Hulls gets the black flag.
Austin Edwards is coming to pit road.
Okay, so he's coming in to top off. John Schwartz, Aiden McConaughey, Jordan Babinger each get waves.
So it's going to be Foster and Turpin leading this thing once we go back to green. And how much cooperation do you think these guys are going to get? They've got a bunch of cars back behind them. Both of them are gunning for the win, but it seems like Mason Foster has been the faster car all night.
Foster really has, but again, you can never count out Luke Turpin. Apparently we just had a crash with Robert Colgan in the 7. I'm just watching this closely. I think he may have ran out of fuel. Or he was just that slow on the track.
Looks like it's going to be another lap or two before we go green as some guys are getting their track position lined out here.
The new project from Jeff Young is out called Tenor for Gin, their first single out called Gypsy Soul, out now on YouTube. Also hear it on how to suck at iRacing. We had that earlier on this season. Give them a like on Facebook at Tenor for Gin. Doug, they do a great job.
Yeah, and us 80s kids know that Jeff Young in the early days of Megadeth and some awesome music I did see from Jeff Young on his Facebook today. I think they've got another single coming very soon as well. Looking forward to hearing that. He has a lot of music there as well, Jennifer Jin's music, as well as some of his own and some great guitar work out of him. Plus just an overall cool guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, looks like we'll be going green next time by. PD said that should be the last delay. He does not want to extend this again. We're going to put 269 laps on the board this time, under 200 to go at the last great Coliseum of Bristol Motor Speedway. So going green this time. Something that interests me is Luke Turpin beat Mason Foster off, if I'm correct. But Turpin's selecting the outside line. I don't think you can have lane choice here. So
interesting.
So they may have Foster scored as the race leader in iRacing. So I believe it's Foster, then Turpin, Tripp, Krapser, and in 5th position is Austin Edwards, who is way back in the 66. 7 drivers are on the lead lap. We go back to green this time. The JT's mobile pressure washing truck is in. And it's Foster that gets the right to fire first. We're back to green.
And fire first he does. Off into turn 1. He's already cleared Turpin. And looky there, Kenny Tripp, who was one of the fastest cars in practice, is now up there in 3rd. Alex Krapser 4th. Austin Edwards in 5th. And looking at when he went back in, I can't tell, did he actually take tires or just top off on fuel? I'm not real clear, but we'll have to see if his strategy pays off. Jonathan Schwartz back on the lead lap in 6th. Matt Baer currently running in 7th, and pretty much the entire top 7 cars now single file as they sort themselves out around the track. And with 7 cars on the lead lap, a lot of these guys just need to take their time. They've got great finishing positions as there's after the 2 big incidents, there's far fewer cars in the field.
Black flag, by the way, on Joe Campbell for changing lanes before the restart. By the way, I should add this too. When we had the big one on lap 200, I know I told you earlier how we had no chat disables. After that huge wreck, every chat was disabled.
Well, that's only the second time in XCAL history that all chats have been disabled in a race.
The XCAL racing officials are giving 0 you-know-whats right now.
You kind of don't blame them. I am sure that there was a lot of anger and frustration by the drivers and the admins. They have a hard enough job. I mean, we sit up here and we can monitor the race and we watch the race and call what's happening on track, but the admins have to make the very tough job of, okay, this person made this move and caused this incident, so they get the penalty, and then they, any call they make, regardless of what happens, somebody's going to be mad at them.
Let's go to 6th position as John Schwartz and Matt Baer are having a nice battle for position. Schwartz trying to defend up on the outside. Remember, Schwartz was involved in that huge wreck. I don't think Baer was last time out, but Schwartz's car is still running pretty well.
Yeah, he's got some damage on the left front. You see it there, but it didn't take a significant amount. He managed to sneak through clean, or for the most part clean. Oh no, he does have some right front damage as well, but aero, it does impact it a little bit here, but not a huge amount. Not like it would at Texas or another track like that. So he's doing okay. He might be able to get a top 5 finish here. I don't think he'll be able to get the win. I honestly don't know if anybody can get past Mason Foster tonight.
How about the battle for second? Alex Krapser over Luke Turpin by half a car length. He's got the run off of 2 using that slipstream. Not working at all. These are the only 2 in the battle. Actually, there's another car in the battle. That is Kenny Tripp in 4th spot.
Austin Edwards is quite a ways back behind him. He's 4.6 seconds back, and we mentioned that we're not sure if he took any tires under that caution. We know he got fuel, but that's all we can confirm. and waiting to see if he starts falling back. Jonathan Schwartz tried the no-tire strategy earlier in the race. Logan Jones is going to pit road again. And
he's done.
He is done. Wow, what a
He
rough
called it
night.
quit. It's been a terrible night for a lot of the big block motorsports / twisted chassis teams. Been a rough night for everyone, I guess. You know, we have had 15 good races, but as in the words of PDJR, I think they were due up for a bad one. But how do you expect any better when we go to the Charlotte Legends Oval is my question. Like, I'm not trying to offend PD, but it's the Charlotte Legends Oval and we're taking street stocks there. I mean, for Pete's sakes, NASCAR is going to a Coliseum for the Clash in 2022 that could be a flat short track like Bowman Gray Stadium. And you're expecting a clean race for that possibly with next-gen cars?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting one. I don't think NASCAR's actually confirmed that yet. It was just rumored, and I think there's been enough outrage that I don't think they're going to try that one, but you never know. It's NASCAR these days, and it doesn't make any much sense. But I think it's going to take a lot of patience. I mean, we've seen them do Irwindale Inner. That was probably the last time we had a race this chaotic, was Irwindale Inner. And that was definitely a tough night for all these drivers. And, going back there, these guys know they can do it. They can race on that small of a track. We've seen them at Oxford. We've seen them at a lot of other tracks, but it's going to take a lot more patience and a lot more heads-up racing than some of these guys are showing tonight. These guys are just going to have to take a week, go meditate, learn some patience.
So 289 laps now on the board. Mason Foster leading by a second on Luke Turpin. This battle is the closest on track and is actually, well, the only battle on track for a second with the way this race has gone.
Yeah, as Luke Turpin is getting a little bit loose off the turns. Looks like he's moving up his line just a little bit, as we've seen all night. As the sun went down, the lights came on. These guys have started moving that line up the track. You've got lap cars on the bottom there. I believe that was the 20 of Jose Godino that everybody just came around. And you see, we mentioned it earlier, as the night goes on, everybody's going to move up. Joe Campbell went to pit road again. Not sure if his car is dying. He's definitely had a difficult night. Nope, he was just cutting across the infield, it looks like. And it triggered a warning that he was going to pit road. But that car has had a rough night and is honestly in exceedingly good condition, all things considered.
Dippity do on Facebook, Doug. Let's take this opportunity to see what we got. Some people are saying in chat. Nothing on Facebook, but for Twitch, Leto says that he had a feeling Joe was upset after flipping. That was before lap 200. So, yeah.
Oh, we've got another incident. Caution,
Oh,
Aiden
not this
McConaughey.
again.
Aiden McConaughey.
Turn 3. Aiden McConaughey has crashed in turn 3 with the 28 maybe getting into him. Steven Rex, as we're watching the replay, Rex into the wall.
Steven Rex bounces off the wall. Jonathan Schwartz barely sneaks by that. Gerald Poole sneaks by. And fortunately, McConaughey was able to get around, and it wasn't no heavy damage to that car. But Steven Rex is another one. Every time it seems like every time he gets around cars, I think he might have enough damage that he's got like an arrow push or something. But he gets around other cars, and suddenly his back end just snaps into the wall, and he has problems.
Now, I'm not sure about this, but I believe Rex already has a strike. But don't quote me on that 100%. Yellow out once again with Aiden McConaughey spinning. We are going to go to break, and we will be back. Stay with us. And we're back here at Bristol Motor Speedway, where we have just put lap 300 on the board. 144 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. More Polish Pottery is a Midwest gift shop and distribution center for Polish pottery stoneware. Guests can shop our vast selection of Polish pottery, one of the largest in the Midwest and the largest selection in Illinois. We sell only quality one Polish pottery stoneware at our retail warehouse-style store. Their pottery is handmade in Bolesławiec, Poland. Whether you're beginning or adding to your pottery collection, More Polish Pottery strives to find the next great addition from thousands of pieces available. Visit us during our regular store hours at 8953 Jericho Road in Big Rock, Illinois, or online at morepolishpottery.com. 10 years and running. I wonder how excited Mason Foster is, too, that he's getting a free coffee mug from them for winning 2 weeks ago.
That was pretty cool. And I know he was pretty hyped up about that when he found out. So, he's got to be happy. And coming here, it looks like we are going to go green next time by with Luke Turpin and Mason Foster on the front row. Kenny Tripp, Matt Bear on the second row. Alex Crapser, Gerald Thanos Poole now up to 6th. Blake Wynn in 7th. Jonathan Schwartz in 8th, Austin Edwards in 9th, Kyle Bartles 10th, Greg Holes 11th, and Aiden McConaughey in 12th. 9 cars on the lead lap now.
As we get ready to go back to green, Turpin actually got the lead on the restart. He had the right to fire, and here we go once again under 144 laps to go. For those wondering, by the way, as Turpin leads, for those wondering where Jordan Babinger is, currently in 13th, but here comes Mason Foster on the outside. He's losing it. Oh, what a save for Foster. That got wicked close to being bad.
Everybody has to check up behind him as he gets back on track, but he lost a ton of ground there. And now he is back to 3rd, but he was definitely pushing it hard to get around the leader, and now he's going to have to regroup that car. We talked about it early in the race, how this is such a momentum track. You lose that momentum, and it takes a while to get it back. He has to rush to get it back now. He's got 150 laps to go, which might seem like a lot, but at 15, 16 seconds a lap, yeah, it's not a lot of time for him to get back up there and get to Luke Turpin. Meanwhile, your points leader leading again.
So Turpin leads, and we're actually going to, while we are at it, let's take a look at the championship situation as we speak. So Luke Turpin with the lead. He has led laps, hasn't led the most laps today, or has the fastest lap. He had the pole, and he has led a lap. So right there is 10 bonus points. We'll give you who led the most laps post-race. So he's got 10 bonus points. That makes it 185 points. And then where Jordan Babinger is 13th position. So being in 13th, he's got 126 plus 5 for leading a lap earlier. That would make it 131. So you put that all together, 75, 65, 55, 45. That would be a 54-point gain, which would increase the battle in the championship to over 140. Now, it could be clinchable by next week, but it doesn't seem possible that Luke Turpin could clinch next week. It would likely come down to the final race of the season. But this is a race where Babinger has just been in bad luck twice today when it comes to pit road and cautions, that this race may take him out of this championship. Not mathematically, but it could take him out of the run, where he would have to hope for Turpin to get knocked out of the race next week.
Actually, just doing the quick math, all Luke Turpin would have to do next week is finish in any position that puts him, or any bonus point combination that he comes out of that race gaining 45 points. At that point, he would have it locked up, because no matter what Babinger does in the final race, it wouldn't matter. So Luke Turpin could clinch this next week. It would be close, and unless the race goes like this for Babinger next week, I don't see that happening. But you know what? It's almost close enough to call this one for Luke Turpin, unless something crazy happens before the race is over.
So next week we'll give you the clinch scenarios, just though we won't give you. We'll just do it without bonus points. Obviously, with bonus points, everything changes. But right now, it is a rolling thunder run 2, and this is what Turpin likes to see. Matt Bear in his rear view mirror. because Mason Foster, who has been dominant, can have Bear hold off Foster.
I don't know how long he can have. Foster had lost a lot of time after getting loose on the restart, but here he is right back to their back bumper. We talked about he had some time to regain the momentum, but he had to do it quickly to have any opportunity here. He did it. He gained it quickly, and now he's going to try and set up Matt Bear for the pass and then go after Luke Turpin. I think they got really close there. I think Mason might have gotten a little bit of Matt Bear there on the front straightaway. He backed out of it a little bit. Now Matt Bear moves down. He knows he cannot get he can't beat Mason Foster, but he can force him to make the move on the high side. Mason just goes on by.
That's just a bump draft down the back straightaway, Doug. We know this. We've seen super speedway racing all the time. But Foster's up to second spot, now half a car length behind Turpin. Nice pass for Foster on the high side. Does he possibly utilize that to get by Turpin?
You know what? We've seen Turpin move up a lot tonight. He's been trying that high line, and he might be able to hold him off up there, but it's not going to matter because Mason Foster, there he goes. Luke Turpin jumps to the high side. Mason Foster looks down low. The 20 car of Jose Godino is right there. And that is the one car that has such bad luck tonight.
Turpin just used Godino as a pick. So a nice move by the leader. Nothing really Foster can do. It's very tough to go 3 wide at the Bristol Motor Speedway. But it seems like Turpin's not running the high side, not running the low side, mostly running the middle. Then with Foster behind him, he goes up high to play defense.
Yeah, he's trying to watch where Foster's going. He's obviously been behind him and seen where Foster is fastest. Foster's been fastest about a half a car length or car width up from the bottom all night. You see him running that line right now. On that last lap. Now he's going to move up high. He's starting to carry some momentum, almost gets the back bumper, and drops down to the inside. There are no lap cars there to help Luke Turpin this time, though.
Up to his quarter panel, pulling inside. Let's see what Foster can do. He'll have to hope for a lap car, possibly. But the lap cars he'll probably have to hope for. The only one would be Greg Hulls, because he's the only car a lap down.
Yeah, and he's way further back. So Luke Turpin is kind of, at the moment, Luke Turpin has no help from Mason Foster. He's just got to try and outdrive him here. Mason Foster back down to the inside. He backed off after a lap or two, and now he's gotten way further up after coming off turn 4. He's got the car further inside. We'll see if he can make something happen.
Meanwhile, Foster inside on Luke Turpin, and Kenny Tripp also just took third spot away from Matt Bear.
And Kenny,
this is a good battle right now. And here comes Tripp on the outside. Foster's got to be careful. Yellow is out. Not this again. Are you kidding me?
Steven Rex this time it looks like, and let's see what happens here. As he comes down off the turn and just drifted up a little bit, got into a car, bounced down and collected, I believe that was the 15 he got collected there.
Nope, that was Patrick Sullivan. The car that was up was
16,
Ryan
yep.
Steams. But this is likely going to end Steven Rex's night because the last yellow, he got a strike for that. And I believe Steven's night is going to end right here. And again, it's just been, sorry Doug, it's just been why I'm saying all these yellows, why I'm mad. It's just very frustrating. Oh, he just took Seams out. He just took Seams out. Oh, my goodness. He just took Ryan Seams out. Steven Rex, get out of here. I hope he gets parked.
We're watching that right now. He definitely, that was a blatant, and honestly, he had no reason. We'll take another look at the incident that started this. I am sure that Steven Rex is about to be parked, but Ryan Seams did nothing wrong here. He held his line. He had a little wiggle, but he was still on his line, and Steven Rex bounced off of him. So that one was all on Rex. Everybody on pit road again here at lap 328. And
Doug, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to say I just walked into race control and asked if they saw what happened, and Aaron Hillebush, the president of XCAL Racing, just told me the 28 is parked for the season.
There you have it. You knew something bad was going to happen there with him because definitely was a blatant incident there. And
Absolutely.
And-
That was just freaking ridiculous.
yeah, I'm really surprised to see that. We've not seen. I mean, we've seen issues where guys get mad at each other, and we've heard obviously the chat mutes and a whole lot of other stuff, but that's the first time we have seen an intentional wreck under caution all season long. So good call by Aaron Hillebush to park that car for the remaining 2 races of the season. And I'm sure if that driver wants to return next season, probably going to have to make some sort of amends there. But
yeah, you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if there's a blacklist. If he gets blacklisted.
there
either.
is that possibility. And it is Bristol. These kind of things, tempers do flare. We've seen it in the real world, but yeah, definitely not something you want to be doing, and you are going to suffer the repercussions for that move.
And to the guy that said that this series was trash, how about your owner blatantly taking out a driver like that didn't even cause the wreck, and the owner knowing he had 2 strikes? Yeah, that's right. I'm calling him out. I'm not going to say his name, but you probably have seen the message in chat if you're on Facebook. Just going to say it. I'm just going to leave it like that. That's just ridiculous.
Do we actually, Leto is asking, do we have a caution count? Because I've lost track, but said last time we were here, it was 10 cautions. I think we have exceeded that.
I will confirm right now. Reason why is, actually, you could confirm, Doug, do you have the NASCAR ticker? Because we use the same streaming platform. If you can pull up the NASCAR ticker, we would know. And I'm going to load that up right now on my end. There's the ticker. I want the tower. This is our 9th caution of the race tonight. So, and again, I apologize the way I'm acting on these yellows, because it's just so frustrating how we've had all of these yellows so far tonight. And Doug could back me up here, because we have had very clean races. We've had 3 or 4 yellows in recent races, and it's just extremely frustrating. We've had great races, and to see cautions after cautions after cautions is just so bad.
It's interesting that it wasn't that many races ago. We almost went caution-free all night. I can't remember. It wasn't Irwindale, I can tell you that. But we had a couple of races ago. We had a race that went almost caution-free. We didn't have a caution until very late in the race. And then to come here and have 9 cautions so far tonight is a bit frustrating. But hey, these guys are doing their best, and some of these guys really benefiting from some of this. Jordan Babinger is going to get another lap back, so he is, after being so many laps down tonight, he's now back to 3 laps down, and his strategy has really bit him a couple of times. I guarantee you he is not going to pit until the leader does if we have a long green flag run here.
So the pace truck pulls into pit road. Luke Turpin will bring the field back down to the green flag.
And
110 to go.
Turpin gets a great jump this time, and he is going to pull away. And Kenny Tripp now in second. He has been sneaking his way forward all night. How he's kept that car clean is beyond me, but he has managed to do it. And look who's in third. Blake Wynn has made his way up. Matt Bear in fourth, and Matt Bear's looking fast all of a sudden, like that car was set up for the night. Then you got Gerald Poole and John Schwartz right there in 5th and 6th. Alex,
Thanos, sorry, interrupt you there, Doug. Thanos is taking a huge advantage of all the yellows we've had tonight, all the drivers that have wrecked. We've got, as of right now, I want to say 23 now that are running on the track, and with all the wrecks that the drivers have been in, Thanos has had one of the rare cleaner cars tonight. So, actually, he's got some front end, right end damage. So, apologies as soon as I say that, but hasn't been in many wrecks so far, so you got to give credit to Poole for that. This is an impressive run by the driver of the 9.
Yeah, he got caught in that big one out of the turns, that second big one, I should say. But that's the only time. And he honestly drove through it until another car bounced down off the track and got him. But he still managed to have minimal damage. That car was way woed up, checked up, and managed to save that car pretty well. He is now up there running in 6th place and having a great run. He did tell me he was going to be happy if he could pull a top 10. He knew he had a top 10 car, possibly a top 5 car here tonight, and he's definitely showing he has it. He's had a couple of great runs recently, a couple of finishes in the top 15. This could be his best finish in XCAL yet with just over 100 laps to go.
So 3 cars under a blanket in the battle for the lead. Matt Barron 4th in case anything happens. Got to give credit as well to John Schwartz, who was involved in the big one earlier on lap 200 and has made his way up into the top 5. So this is a nice run for the driver of the number 01. And Blake Wynn all over Kenny Tripp for 2nd.
Yeah,
that's the closest battle on track, too.
Yeah, these 3 have, since this restart, with Mason Foster not up there. Mason Foster back in 8th place right now, has a long way to go here. These 3 up front, they have an opportunity to battle this out. They have 100 laps to get it done, but they have to hope that Mason Foster doesn't catch him. Mason currently 4.4 seconds back from the leaders. He's got Greg Holes right in front of him, not a position, but Mason seems to have a little bit of a struggle going on here later in the race. All of a sudden, he has not struggled at any point, but if he gets past Greg Holes, we'll see if that 4.5 second gap starts to close.
Kenny Tripp is trying to outside line big time, but Luke Turpin is not going to take the bait at all and just keep the outside line rolling. That is the place to make passes now. The way Bristol looks right now, where you see all the marbles, it's kind of like a dirt race where you've got a cushion. And Doug broadcasts dirt races similar to what I do on Monday nights. He does his on, I believe, Wednesdays or Thursday nights. But wherever the cushion is, near where the chocolate chips are, that's the sweet spot where you want to be.
Yeah, in a dirt race, you want to be up there, but here you want to get as high as you can without getting into those marbles. Pushing too hard, getting up there, Luke Turpin's pushing right on the line right now, just trying to keep Kenny Tripp behind him, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to because Kenny Tripp comes off the corner really well, but Matt Bear now looking to the inside of Blake Wynn, and we've seen Blake Wynn be super fast up top all night. But Matt Bear making a run on the bottom now, trying to get to 3rd.
So Bear trying the bottom on Blake Wynn for P3. Doesn't work out yet. Tripp, meanwhile, trying to find a way by Luke Turpin. There is traffic ahead, and that is the 20 of Jose Gaudino, who is way off of the pace. 9 cars are on the lead lap. Jonathan Schwartz 5th, Gerald Poole 6th, Alex Krapser 7th, Mason Foster 8th. Austin Edwards is back in 9th spot.
Quick update on Mason Foster. After he got past Greg Holes, when he was behind Greg, he had a 4.5 second deficit to the leaders. That is closing quickly. It's now 3.6 seconds and getting smaller. And it looks like Dwayne Robinson had an issue. Let's take a look. There is the 14 car heavily damaged. No caution yet. And we've seen Dwayne hit that outside wall a couple of times. He gets down and hard hit on the inside safer barrier. He gets that car back up on track, but I'm betting he goes to pit road. Yes, he did. He went to pit road.
Thank goodness race control didn't call it a caution, but I have a feeling one more caution and we're just running yellow the rest of the way in the paraphrases of Aaron Hellebusch. Here we go for the lead. Kenny Tripp looked to the inside. I think he got loose there for a little bit. They're working on the 05 of Kyle Bartels.
Yeah, Kyle's another one that's had a very, very rough night tonight. And hoping he can stay right where he is, not let the leaders get past him. But these guys are coming so fast, he does not have much of a chance. He's going to have to get out of the way. And now you got to wonder, we saw the lap car of Jose Gaudino and some others drop to the bottom to stay out of the way. He's running on the bottom right now as the leaders run the top, but which way are they going to tell him to go? And, you know, will Luke Turpin use him as a pick at some point? to hold on to his position.
Alex Kingler's in chat wondering what happened to the 82 of Aiden Beerline. Beerline was involved in a couple of wrecks, and then lap 43 was the tipping end to his night. But Alex, be glad you joined at this moment and not the fact that you joined earlier. Because how do we put this? How do we put this without saying any swear words, Doug?
It has been a very difficult caution-filled race at Bristol. Or, put another way, it's been a race at Bristol.
It's been a, it's been a race at Bristol. I'd say it's a crap show. Without anything FCC giving us complaints for.
It's been a rough one, to say the least. But, the guys that are still out there, there's some guys out there with some pretty tore-up cars right now. And they are making it work, trying to stay in this, make up some points for later in the season and for going into next season. Just getting their cars shown for their sponsors, doing everything they can, and you got to give them credit. They're staying out of the way as best as possible. They're just trying to keep that car out there and see what they can do.
Oh! Kenny Tripp losing it off of turn 2, wiggling that car, makes a nice save though.
Blake Wynn had to get out of the gas there to make sure he didn't spin him. We could have had another caution there. I do believe that last caution gave us 10, did it not? So, yeah, here we are.
It was the 9th yellow of the race, so we're almost up there to double digits. Mention this, though, as well. Drivers pitted on lap 329. This race could be a race of strategy. If they hit the 384 mark, they should be good to go to the end on the stop. So this could be a one-stop race, if not a two-stop race.
I think some of these guys are running 70 or more. That long green flag run where we saw green flag pit stops, those guys were going 70 laps. So I think as Kenny Tripp gets in the back of Turpin.
It's loose. Hang on, Luke. Kenny, save it. Tripp goes around. Yellow is out. Oh, my goodness. What a save from Luke Turpin. That could have been big in the championship.
Oh, my goodness. And that
Damager, I think, got in it, too.
All right, let's try and unpack everything that happened here. As they come off the turn, and the 12 just gets enough of the quarter panel. Looked like he was trying to do maybe a little rattle his cage. The 12 goes around hard.
Thanos. Poole got in it, and yeah, oh my gosh.
After a top 5 run, it was looking like a top 5 run for Gerald. And all these cars spinning. Oh, he got hit. He was checking up for the yellow and just got smacked by Greg Holes.
That's yes. Yeah, something hate to see that.
Watching Luke Turpin here, he was saving it all the way. Talk about dirt track save right there. That was an amazing save by him. And knowing Gerald, he's probably a little bit frustrated. Looks like Daniel Miller might have caught a piece of this as well. Let's see.
And the leader, by the way, we should mention too, is Blake Wynn for the first time today in all of this.
But everybody on pit road, that could change with pit strategy. It's very hard to say. Want to take a close look. I don't think Gerald Poole got to... Oh, that was more damage than I realized. Hopefully, on pit road, he can get it fixed. He'll still be on the lead lap. That car is hurt in a lot of ways, but it looks like mostly body damage. His bumper is waving as he hits the pit, as he hits his pit stall, and really wanted to see a great finish for him tonight. But meanwhile, Kenny Tripp stays out, and he was the pretty much where that incident started. So we'll have to wait and see if he gets the black flag here.
We'll see what happens, but we're going to go to break, and we come back, we're taking you right to the finish.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We are back. We just restarted here on lap 373. All the drivers should be good to go on fuel and tires for the rest of the way. Matt Bear, the leader, but look who's coming. It's Alex Krapser.
Yeah, and you've got Blake Wynn still with him. Jonathan Schwartz right there as well. And Gerald Poole is, with that heavy damage, he is still on the lead lap, but he has faded. I believe he restarted about 5th. He's back to 7th now, but he is still in contention and looking for his best finish of the season. Austin Edwards also back in this, up in 4th place now. And we've got to look and see, where is Mason Foster?
Mason Foster is in pit road in 13th, so I am not sure what happened. I'm gonna take a look on iRacing and see what happens, but real quick. Kenny Tripp and Luke Turpin was determined. It was a racing deal. They both received EOLs. Tripp, though, just exited pit road. A long stop for him. Aiden McConaughey, Greg Holes, Kyle Bartels, each getting wave arounds. So while you continue on, I'm gonna look and see what happened with Mason Foster.
And looks like Gerald Poole is slow on the track right now with all that damage. I think he's down a cylinder.
So here's what happened with him. As Kenny Tripp was spinning, I think he got a tire hit.
And it did enough underside damage to keep him in the pits. That's a heartbreak for him, as we were watching him start to march his way back up to the lead. And the dominant car tonight on pit road still for repairs. Such a heartbreak. Mason Foster having an amazing night, and you know, it's been a rough night for everybody out there, but to have the fastest car on track on pit road and no chance of winning now, that's going to hurt. Luke Turpin back to 7th now. Jordan as we've got an issue. Kenny Tripp went off track for a moment.
And you know what? I think he's chasing down Luke Turpin. I would not be surprised if he is. And for the lead, though, Alex Krapser on Matt Bear pulled up to the inside, but it's still Bear at the line.
And Alex Krapser there on the bottom. He's got the run coming off the turn. More momentum on the high side, but a shorter distance on the bottom. Can he make it? He's going to get it completed here. And he's going to bring Blake Wynn with him.
And Bear got the wall there off of turn 4, falls back to 3rd position. That's Babinger not battling for the spot. Austin Edwards in 4th is in turn 2. And that's a battle for 4th with him and Jonathan Schwartz, so we'll watch that battle closely. But we continue to watch the battle for the lead between Krapser and Wynn.
This thing is going to get close now that Mason Foster is effectively out of the race. This battle just got really, really tight up here with 3 cars that are equally as fast. And then Austin Edwards, 4.7 seconds back from the lead. He's actually closing in. Jonathan Schwartz staying right in his tire tracks.
And I tell you this, your top two, looking for their first XCAL win. Alex Krapser, who has been very fast in the last 3 races, has come oh so close. Blake Wynn won the All-Star race this season at Michigan. But of course, not a points race, so it doesn't count as his first win. But he did win a butt kicker gamer 2, though.
Yeah, I imagine that thing's been going crazy here at Bristol tonight with everything going on. But
Plus, it's Bristol, baby.
yeah, that's right. And man, what a battle it has been for Krapser tonight. But can't say enough. Austin Edwards and Jonathan Schwartz are tied for the Hard Charger Award right now. Both have gained 25 spots. Austin Edwards up to 4th, Jonathan Schwartz up to 5th. These two continue to battle it out, and they are actually making up a little bit of ground on the leaders. Last time by, they lost a little bit of ground. They had been making up ground on the leaders there for a bit.
Just had a crash with Christopher Johnson in turn 4 as I look at the replay. Just got the apron and lost it, but keeps the car going. It's a 22nd place run for the 062. When he gets the wall there right in front of Blake Wynn in second, that's what Alex Krapser wants to see.
Austin Edwards just had to go up the middle between 2 lapped cars and puts a gap on Jonathan Schwartz, but a really close call there for Austin Edwards as they come through that lap traffic.
I'll tell you this, by the way, Austin Edwards and JB Smooth, John Schwartz, you just mentioned they're each up 25 positions. Now, the tiebreaker is whoever finishes the highest, and that would be Austin Edwards in that number 66.
And have to shout out, Gerald Poole has had an amazing night, was running in the top 5 before that last caution, and he got hit hard. He is obviously down a cylinder. That engine just holding on to it. He is way down on power, but he is about to lose a lap, currently in 8th place, and we mentioned it earlier. He was having an amazing race, a lot of damage to that car, but he's avoided most of the chaos, but the last 2 cautions unfortunately caught him. He's still got a top 10 finish possible here as long as he can keep that car running.
So 394 laps are on the books. The gap's increased to about a half second. Why don't we take this opportunity to give you a full field rundown? Doug, start off with the top 20.
Alex Krapser still in the lead, but Blake Wynn close by in second. Matt Bear currently in third. Austin Edwards in fourth, losing ground to the leaders. Jonathan Schwartz right behind him, currently in fifth. Aiden McConaughey in sixth, up 20 spots since the start of the race. Luke Turpin currently seventh. Gerald Poole currently running in eighth place. Greg Holes in ninth. Greg has had a difficult night as well. Kenny Tripp currently running in 10th, trying to keep that car going. Kyle Bartles in 11th. Jordan Babinger effectively out of the championship battle here, currently running in 12th. Daniel Miller 13th. Patrick Sullivan 14th. And Ryan Seams are in 15th. Then Mason Foster currently running in 16th. Robert Colgan in 17th. John Friley has kept that car pretty much clean tonight. He is in 18th. Zach Edwards in 19th. Derek Colson in 20th.
21st is Joe Campbell. 22nd, Christopher Johnson. 23rd, Dwayne Robinson. 24th is Jose Gaudino. 25th is Sean Patrick. 26th, Stephen Rex. 27th, Kendrick Cryer. 28th, Logan Jones. 29th, Sean Andrews. 30th, Ezekiel Montero. 31st, Octavio Rondeletto. 32nd, Tyler Jalbert. 33rd, Aiden Beerline. And 34th is Jonathan Bronson. 44 laps to go as we have finally hit the lap 400 mark at Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's go to the battle for fourth as it's starting to heat up with Austin Edwards and Jonathan Schwartz. It's the closest one on the track.
Yeah, they've been battling with this lap traffic. Mason Foster now back up off of pit road after being the dominant car so far tonight. But Mason currently 22 laps down as they run. So heartbreak for him. He was having a really, really good race tonight. Looked like he was going to pull off another win here tonight, but the dice did not fall in his favor. Jonathan Schwartz trying to stay with Austin Edwards. He was staying right in his tire tracks until they approached lap traffic, and then Austin Edwards shot 3 wide through the middle of a couple lap cars and has managed to open up a little bit of a gap.
Want to give you a fun fact, by the way, relating to the number 29 of Alex Krapser. This would be the first win for officially JNS2, but second straight win for the JNS Racing team. The one that gets the biggest heartbreak of the night for me would be the driver of the 88, Zach Edwards. Was in third position at the time the big one began, and it was just none of his business, and was looking at possibly a top 3 day.
Yeah, that definitely hurts. He's managed to stay on track, get some repairs done, and limp around. He's currently running in 19th, but tough night for him as well. Another one that really got me was Thanos after running in the top 5 and doing an amazing job in this race. He is damaged and no chance at a win here tonight, but still trying to hold on to a top 10 despite all that damage, and 9th place Greg Hulls is closing on him, unfortunately. The question will be, does he have enough time to get to him?
Talk about another bunch of other guys here real quick. Austin Edwards is in the 4th position. Now remember, he is on record watch because his next win will set the record for most wins in XCAL competition in a season.
Yeah, he is now 9 seconds behind Alex Krapser. Doesn't look like he'll pull it off tonight unless we get another caution and he pulls off some magic. And we've seen him pull off some magic in the past. That's how he's gotten 9 wins this season, but not looking good for that 10th win here tonight.
Absolutely. And earlier we were watching, let's update you on Luke Turpin, by the way, who was leading, currently in 7th spot. Let's compare. Now he's up to 6th, actually. That's the closest battle on track with Aiden McConaughey. Update you the battle on the championship situation. Let's see here. Luke Turpin's fastest lap is a 16.25. That is not the fastest lap of the race. So 6 versus 12. 151 for Turpin, 129 for Babinger. That would be a 22-point gain. Remember, Turpin got the pole, so that would be 27 points extra. So it would be a 27-point gain from what we know of at the moment. The most laps led things, it's tough to calculate at the moment, so we can't say really 32 points. So add 27 to that, it would just be near 100 points.
Yeah, and honestly, I think
95 to be exact. I just did it in my head.
I really think the most laps led is going to go to Mason Foster tonight. He was just the first half of the race untouchable. So it'll be interesting to see how things unfold. But poor Babinger might be done with his championship season here tonight.
And look at this. Alex Krapser is about to lap Luke Turpin.
How often do you see something like that? I mean, we've not seen
Very rare.
We've not seen Luke Turpin get lapped a whole lot this season, but here we are.
It's like we've entered the Twilight Zone, Doug.
It may very well be. I'm beginning to question that one myself because it has not been what we have seen the last half of this season. We've seen some exceedingly clean racing despite some of these small tracks and some of these battles going on. And yet here we are tonight, 10 cautions into it. Half the field is gone. I think we've only got about 23 cars left on track.
You know, something's got me curious because we're at a short track. I mean, I know it's not a Saturday night, but it's a Tuesday night. And there is something that where if there's a full moon on a short track night of racing, things can get over chaotic. So I'm taking a look at the moon phases today. The moon phase for today, and I can tell you how it looks. Today's moon phase is at a waxing gibbous. So we are not at a full moon just yet. The day for a full moon would be on, I'm looking, would be September 20th. Well, tune in next week. You may know what happened. You'll never know what will happen then.
Well, next week might be the toughest race of the season when they take to the quarter-mile Legends track at Charlotte. Yeah, that promises to be a very, very interesting battle and a very, very interesting race.
Blake Wynn in on lap 420, giving up second spot. So Blake Wynn not blazing at the moment as he comes in for his final stop of the race. Now he must.
Are we sure he came in? Well, I saw he was up on tires, but you know, we haven't seen Higgins in a while. But Higgins could be down there at lap 420. He could have been handing him something in the through the window. We'll have to watch his car closely and see if there's smoke coming out in a few.
So now Blake Wynn exits pit road. Now that kind of has us thinking a little bit earlier on. Now Ryan Seams, Joe Campbell, and drivers will have one more stop to go. I know it should come here around then, but could some drivers possibly make it on tires? First driver with the freshest tires is Blake Wynn. Again, he just pitted back in 10th position. Now keep in mind, a yellow will absolutely change everything.
You know, an interesting side note, if all these guys have to come in for a splash of fuel, which they shouldn't, they should all be able to make it. We might see some guys run out as soon as they cross the start-finish line. But there's one guy out there that I can promise you can make it from here, and if you know, if the cards fall right, it would be just an awesome end to this story. But Gerald Poole, because he is down on power, is not using as much fuel as everybody else by miles. And if everybody else has to pit, Gerald Poole could sneak through. I mean, he's had a top 5 car all night. Could he sneak through just based on, that would be hilarious just to win based on, I have damage that's slowing me down, that's saving me fuel.
Jonathan Schwartz, by the way, just going by Austin Edwards. He is up to 3rd position. Now Edwards comes down pit road for his final stop of the race.
Holy crap, we thought earlier in the race that everybody could go 70 laps. It's obviously falling out that some of these guys cannot go the distance here. Now the question, I'm willing to put money on Luke Turpin being able to go the distance, but he might be the only one. Can Krapser go the distance? Bear, Schwartz. Schwartz is another one that's really good at saving fuel. So Schwartz and Turpin might be the only two that can, that are on full power. But Thanos, man, I'm not willing to bet against him at this point. This could be the craziest finish, and I would love doing that post-race interview.
We've got 14 laps to go at the Bristol Motor Speedway. McConaughey is in. Do some drivers have enough, or will some drivers have to come in for a splash of fuel? Luke Turpin's in 4th spot. We got a car on the apron. It's Jose Gaudino. That got very close, and now Alex Krapser starting to blink for just a moment.
Yeah.
3 seconds back in 2nd is Matt Bear. But what will happen with pit stops?
Yeah, you gotta. Gaudino has had such a rough night. The fact that he is still on track is truly impressive, because that car has been all over the place in every single caution. Just about has had him in it. Currently running in 24th, just sticking it out has kept him moving up the chart. So we'll see how things play out as Matt Bear is really sending it now as Austin Edwards off of pit road, and Matt Bear's right behind him. But Krapser has a lot of clean track ahead.
Taking a look and seeing Austin Edwards and Blake Wynn just had a pit again. Blake Wynn has a long stop. Not sure if this is a penalty, but Austin Edwards now has the freshest, the fuel, the most fuel of the bunch in 2nd spot, but he's 3 laps away. Now that we're under 10 laps to go, if a yellow comes out, it could be big for the leaders because no wave arounds.
Gerald Poole did have to go to pit road here, but he picked up a lot of positions before he did. He's now drifted back to 8th. We'll see how quickly he can get back up off pit road. I guarantee he doesn't need as much fuel as everybody else.
Krapser. Sorry, but Krapser is saving fuel. Luke Turpin has closed the gap. He is going faster than Krapser. Gonna listen here real quick. I think right now with Alex Krapser, he is saving fuel.
Let's hop in and ride along with him. He's at 5,000.
He's got the clutch. The clutch is going in. He's pushing it in.
And he is not pushing that car above 5,500 RPM. He is not going full throttle. He has got a 13-second lead, and he's sitting in the draft on every car he can.
That's what you want to do as well when you're saving fuel. Be in the draft.
Definitely so. He is definitely. You know what? This is it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off.
Here we go. Green, green, green. 5 laps to go. No yellows. Will Krebser make it on fuel, or will Luke Turpin make the ultimate comeback and possibly put a dagger on the championship?
It is
4 to go for Krebser. Does he have enough for his first XCAL win?
It's 13 seconds is the gap between them. Krebser has picked up just a little bit more speed here. He may have only needed to save just a little bit. And now Luke Turpin, you know he is full send all the way around this track, watching their lap times. Last time, Alex Krebser was... Wow, Alex Krebser was actually faster last time by than Luke Turpin, so I think he might be done saving fuel.
2 laps to go. Hearing some contact ahead. No harm, no foul. Will Krebser go the distance? 1.5 laps away from getting his first win of the season. 13-second lead on Luke Turpin. Here's what Krebser wants to see. The white flag. 1 lap to go at Bristol for Alex Krebser. The past 3 races, he has been so fast, but oh so close. No more second place now off of turn 4. Final time. Holy crap! Alex Krebser is an XCAL winner.
And he almost had a close call, as it looks like a couple of drivers ran out coming out of turn number 4. Luke Turpin's going to come home in second place. That might, with Babinger
Out of
finish.
fuel at the end.
Oh my God.
Turpin got it.
Austin Edwards sliding it across the line, and wow, a lot of chaos there as they come to the end. Jordan Babinger finishes 10th, so Luke Turpin does not open up as big of a points lead tonight, but he still extended that points lead and made it very difficult for Jordan Babinger the next 2 races. Got to give a shout out to some of these guys that if Matt Bear has not been up there and had great finishes recently. He comes home 3rd. Austin Edwards 4th. Kenny Tripp, what a run for him. He finishes in 5th. Aiden McConaughey comes home in 6th. Jonathan Schwartz always in the top 10. He finishes 7th. Greg Hulls recovers to 8th. Thanos comes home in 9th place despite everything, so great recovery for the 9 car.
Just want to confirm something with Blake Wynn, by the way. It was not a penalty. Just going to getting this confirmed on the Discord. Robert Colgan sideswiped the 81 and put him in the wall, and that was major damage for the 81 of Blake Wynn to end his night. That's a heartbreak. Had a chance at a top 3 finish. Comes home in 13th, but your top 3, Alex Krebser, Luke Turpin, and Matt Bear. Jordan Babinger, for those wondering, 10th place finish for the driver of the number 48. So we're going to take a look here at the unofficial standings.
You know, Babinger's recovery was amazing, considering twice he got caught on pit road by a caution and was over 6 laps down at one point. And to come back and finish 10th, that's a great recovery.
So second for Turpin, that is 170. Then add the 10 bonus points for 180. Babinger with a 10th place finish, that is 135. Add the bonus points, that's 140. So a 40-point increase for Luke Turpin unofficially. 108 points lead. So Doug could possibly do the clinch situation without the bonus points, as we will get our top 3 on in here. Krebser, Turpin, and Bear. So again, stand by for that. And we will start things off here with a 3rd place finish from Matt Bear. Matt, first off, I just want to start with apologies to you for how the race went as a whole. I know you were trying your best, and these wrecks just were not even your fault at all. So apologies for how the racing turned out.
Hey man, it is what it is. I mean, we've had a ridiculous run here the past like 3 4 months of just having 2 3 4 caution races. So it was due to happen at some point, and it's just unfortunate that it had happened right here with 2 races to go now.
Well, hey, you still had a nice finish, though. Third place run. Just overall, walk us through your race. You were even contending for the race lead and even led 22 laps in the going.
Yeah, man. I had a really good 30 lap car. Like I felt really confident the first 30 laps of a run. I could run Luke down. I could run Alex down, and I mean it was really really good handling car those first 30 laps, and it just started to fade away a little bit after that. But I mean it was a long one for sure, man. That was one of the longer ones. But I mean, what did we have, like 13 cautions if I had to guess?
Officially, we had 10. 10 yellows for, oh my goodness, the irony here. 10 yellows for 69 laps.
Giggity.
Giggity goo.
But yeah, man. I mean, it was fun. I mean, when we got to race, at least. I mean, I'm glad Alex got a win here tonight. He drove his butt off, man. Him and Luke, and honestly, the 81 car had a really really strong car tonight. And if Greg wouldn't have got screwed up and then screwed himself on pit road again, who knows? Greg might have been right up here running with him for the finish, because he's got really good at running long runs and saving gas too.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight, Matt?
Yeah, I just want to thank Aaron and Petey and everybody that puts this on every week. Y'all, I'm going to go watch the race here in a little bit. I'm sure it was entertaining, especially with the fuel mileage there at the end. Greg and Luke, they helped me out yesterday a lot with my setup. I was very unhappy with it, and they spent probably an hour and a half or so from me, and I really appreciate that. And all the sponsors, I can't even think of them right now. It's just been such a long race. But, yeah, man, that was fun.
Well, Matt, nice run tonight. We'll let you go. Great job.
Thank you, brother.
Matt Bear with a third place run. Doug is going to catch up with Luke Turpin. Turpin again extending his championship lead up to the triple digits. Doug?
Hey, Luke, looks like with that second place finish, man, you are very close. You might be able to clinch this thing next week.
Oh, that'd be good, man. I'd like to not have to worry about the last race of the year. You know, that would be pretty awesome. You know, there's some things happening out there that we got to get under control, but it's all good. It was a great race, man. Good deal.
Well, you had an up and down kind of night. You never really got outside of the top 10, but you had a couple of times where you had a few very, very close calls. And let's talk about that save where you were dirt tracking it left, right, all the way down the straightaway, finally caught it going into the turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be save of the year on some kind of montage video or something like that, but I got to see it. But I felt like it was, because I think I had the drive of the year last race, and now I have the save of the year this race.
You definitely had the save. At least so far, that has been the save of the year, man. That was a heck of a save. Kept you in contention, and great way to finish out at Bristol, pulling off a second place finish. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
I've got to thank my teammates, man. Matt had a strong car. He works for every last hundredth out of that thing, and you can see he came home third, which was great for him. Greg had a great car. He just made a couple minor mistakes that kind of got him behind, and I want to thank both those guys for putting in the work and doing a good job and having a good race. I'm sure we're doing good in the team points too. It's I want to thank the guys that are really pushing us to run hard. Crapser, man, he had a good run. Mason Foster had a good run. Kenny had a good run going. I don't know what happened there. I got to take a look at that deal. I think he's just, heat of the moment kind of thing. I don't think there was any intention there, but there was some intention and some other things going on, and that stuff needs to get under control. But it's all good.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Second place finish. Extend the points lead. Might lock it up next week.
That'd be awesome, man. Y'all have a good night.
Luke Turpin with a second place finish. Nice run for him. And now it's time to go to K2 Victory Lane, where for the second week in a row, we're going to talk to our first-time winner, Alex Krapser. Alex, How does it feel, man?
Oh, it feels pretty awesome. Not only my first win in a while, but first win for JNS too, I believe. Last week JNS got the win, so pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a crazy race. I want to apologize to you for how the racing was as a whole, but you had one of the cleanest races as a whole. You and Mason Foster, your teammate, outstanding showing tonight.
Yeah, we got a really good setup with our JNS team with Sean Andrews and Joe Campbell, and I mean, me and Mason had the best cars of the race. I think Mason was even faster than me, and in the runs that we got, I don't know if we had a few more long runs, if I would have gotten a little bit better by the end of the run, but we were definitely the two fastest cars on a long run, and just pretty awesome to get the win at Bristol.
And the past few weeks, man, that monkey's been on your shoulder where you've had very fast cars, but you just come oh so close. Now you finally got it.
Yeah, usually when you run, top 3, top 5, top 10 every week, eventually you get in victory lane, and I mean, you come to a track like Bristol, and it's going to be a little bit of contact, and I didn't expect what we had tonight. That sorry to you guys for having to sit through all that with all the cautions and everything, but it ended up being a fuel mileage race. Not the most fun way to win. I'd rather race Luke Turpin or Matthew Bear or Mason or anyone else in the league for the win, but pretty cool to get the win. Anytime you go to Bristol and have 0x, you're going to be in contention for a win.
Well, who do you want to give shout-outs tonight for this awesome win, man?
Just got to thank the whole team, Joe, Danny, Justin, Skeleton Key Recording, and everyone else on the crew, the league sponsors, everyone that helps out with the league, all admins and everything.
Well, congratulations on this win, man. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Alex Krapser, first-time winner in K2 Victory Lane. K2, the official sauce of XCAL Racing. It is an everything sauce, from steaks to ketchup to barbecue and a whole lot more. The only sauce you ever need, and also available in hot and coming soon, Southern style. All right, let's give you the full field rundown from tonight. Alex Krapser, the winner. Luke Turpin, second. Matt Bear, third. Fourth, Austin Edwards. Fifth was Kenny Tripp. Sixth, Aiden McConaughey. Seventh, John Schwartz. Eighth, Greg Hulls. Ninth, Gerald Poole. 10th, Jordan Babinger. 11th, Kyle Bartos. 12th, Daniel Miller. 13th, Blake Wynn. Patrick Sullivan, 14th. Mason Foster, 15th. Ryan Seams, 16th. Zach Edwards, 17th. 18th, Robert Colgan. 19th, John Friley. 20th, Derek Colson. Joe Campbell, 21st. Chris Johnson, 22nd. Dwayne Robinson, 23rd. Jose Gaudino, 24th. Sean Patrick, 25th. Kendrick Cryer, 26th. Logan Jones, 27th. Sean Andrews, 28th. Octavio Rondelletto, 29th. Tyler Jalbert, 30th. The following had their scoring disqualified. Stephen Rex, 31st. Ezekiel Montero, 33rd. 32nd. Montero, 33rd. And Jonathan Bronson, 34th. Let's give you the bonus awards of the evening here. Pole sitter obviously being Luke Turpin with the 5 bonus points. The hard charger of the race goes to Austin Edwards, up 25 spots. Went from 29th to 4th, so he'll pick up the 5 bonus points there. Leading laps today were Alex Krapser, Luke Turpin, Matt Bear, Austin Edwards, Kenny Tripp, Kyle Bartos, Blake Wynn, Mason Foster, and Stephen Rex. Mason Foster gets 5 additional points for leading the most laps, and he also gets another 5 points for the fastest lap of the race at a 16.194. 24 lead changes, 10 cautions for 69 laps, and in the words of Matt Bear,
Giggity.
giggity. So now we just forget about this race and move on to Charlotte Legends next week.
Yeah. Yeah. I did say before the race, after we interviewed Luke Turpin at the start of the race, he was really energetic, looking forward to the race. You could hear how exhausted he was after that race. I'd imagine there's about 30, well, let's see, how many finished at 25-ish cars, drivers that are probably pretty darn worn out right about now.
Absolutely. So we're just going to forget about this race, and we are going to bid adieu for you tonight. Shout out to all of our amazing sponsors as always. Butt Kicker, K2 Sauce, Higgins the XCAL Spotter Pack, JT's Mobile Pressure Watching, The Mash of Will PD200, Tennyson Gin, More Polish Pottery, Sim Racer Coin, Try E Inc., and the XCAL Racing Web Shop. On behalf of everyone at XCAL Racing, our president Aaron Hillebush, the vice president PDJ Zeller, the senior admins Derek Colson, Paul Coleman Jr., and yours truly, on behalf of Doug Burns working in Mission Control and my co-commentator, this is Marty Sakala speaking. We salute Alex Krapser. First career win, and it comes in the XCAL Racing Web Shop 444 at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Thank you all for joining. So long, everyone.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.